forgot to press record on there. Waiting for people to appear on the live stream. Welcome. Hello guys, how you doing? Okay, so we'll just wait for the others to start entering the feed. But welcome to this 10,000 subscriber special. 1 second here. Okay, just make sure I'm recording on the top as well. Here. Okay. So for you guys who are already online, maybe you could do me a favor, because as of right now, I actually don't know what to draw. I don't know what I'm going to be doing during the actual sketching part. So maybe in the comments, if you guys could start commenting what you guys would like me to draw today. Now, keep in mind, because I had on my Instagram, some people wanted me to draw like whole teams and things like that. Remember, I only want to keep you here for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours tops. So if I'm going to draw a whole team, you're going to be here for a lot longer than that. Okay, so so possibly like one character that you guys think I should draw. If you guys could let me know what you would like me to draw, please let me know in the comments below, and I will decide in a few minutes. Okay, so we will see that I go. Killer Croc, that's a nice one, Mike. That's an interesting one. Killer Croc, like more the Suicide Squad Killer Croc, or more the what's called classic Killer Croc. Okay. But any other suggestions that you guys have, I'd love to hear them. Now's the time. Maybe I'll give it like maybe 5-10 minutes. Get people to come in and start watching, and I'll get all the comments, and we can decide from there. But that's a great suggestion, Killer Croc. Anyone else have a suggestion what I could draw here? So I'll just need to get some reference going. Oh, Gambit! Got one for Gambit. Now, did you want me to draw Channing Tatum as Gambit? I'll let you guys know now. I probably won't do any sort of likenesses for this particular video, just because likenesses could sometimes take a while. So maybe it's better we do something where I don't have to, think too much. Let's just say that. MAXX, are you talking about the Sam Keith MAXX, Tal? That would be awesome. I've never drawn the Sam Keith MAXX before. That's an interesting suggestion. Also, the classic Killer Croc, that'd be very cool too. Let me see if I could look it up quickly. I'll look up some reference for Killer Croc. Yes, Sam Keith MAXX. That's really interesting. Yeah, for sure. Let me see. It'd be nice to go back to those old image days. You know. Let me take a look quickly here. First of all, I want to see like a classic Killer Croc. Because I spelled Croc wrong. Too many C's. Can you make some videos on drawing facial proportions? Yes, I think next week's tutorial, I think I might do it on the human head, but I haven't finalized that yet. I have this one big video I'm actually coming out with tomorrow. I'm hoping to come out with it tomorrow. The tutorial, I believe, will either come out on Tuesday or Thursday. So I'm still trying to figure out which one I want to do. But I am having a feeling leaning towards something with the face, for sure. So we will see. We will see. But yes, I will definitely be doing something like that in the future. Aizen, thank you very much. Okay. Classic Killer Croc, yeah. Hold on, I want to show you guys what I'm looking at here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at here. This is the Killer Croc. Hi, Felix. How you doing? Welcome. I want to make sure what I didn't do in my last Facebook live feed was actually say what the comment was. So sometimes, if you're just watching and not reading the comments at the same time, you don't know what I'm talking about. So Mike Ruthless suggested I draw Killer Croc today. And when we're talking about Killer Croc, more the classic Killer Croc, not the movie Killer Croc here. But I like, for me, it's more something like this guy here, or maybe something like this. Oh, that's more Suicide Squad, but something like that, right? Hi, Felix. Hi. Azen again says, really like your artwork. Thank you very much. Jesse says, congrats on hitting your mark, subscribers. Thank you very much. It was really cool. It was really cool getting it, for sure. Felix says, Killer Croc's an excellent idea. I think it's cool, too. Image Days was the best. And in fact, that's, for me, that's what got me into comics in the first place, was that whole entire Image run, Spawn, Wildcats, Cyberforce, especially, for sure. Sketchcat, John, how you doing, buddy? How about drawing a woman in the picture, too? Okay, so we will see how much time we got going for this. Like, again, I don't want to keep you guys longer here than an hour, 2 hours, tops. But, yeah, for sure, I could include a woman in there. For sure. Like, if we did go the Killer Croc thing, maybe I could do, like, Killer Croc and maybe Catwoman, like, in the background or something like that, or even just a regular woman in the background, for sure. Let's see. For you guys who don't know who the MAXX is, why don't we look up the MAXX so you guys can see. But, yeah, that does bring me back, for sure. Let me put MAXX, maybe image. Okay. Arkham game style Killer Croc. Oh, Mrs. Croc. Maybe. PJ says Arkham game style Killer Croc. Tell says Mrs. Croc. We'll see. Okay. Oh, if you guys don't know who the MAXX is, this is the MAXX. This is the MAXX. He's pretty cool. And hi back, John. Hi back. Hi back. Glad to, honestly, guys, I'm glad to have all of you guys here. Thank you for joining me in the celebration today. We could do, what we could do? We could do the MAXX versus Killer Croc. We could do something like that, right? Right? Okay, right? Okay, right? Okay. Which would be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. That'd be interesting. It might take a tiny bit longer, but it will be a lot of fun to do, for sure, if I did the MAXX versus Killer Croc. That would be really interesting, yeah. And here's a girl here. Oh, I remember this. I remember MAXX. Okay, maybe that's what we'll do then. We'll do the MAXX versus Killer Croc. Okay, that's what we'll do today then, okay? Just to get this on the way. And you guys being the first ones here, yeah, that's what you get for being the early ones. You get to decide what I get to draw. So let's do that. The MAXX, looks like the MAXX is, yeah, here, like this, MAXX. Here, like this. I'm not sure if I'm going to draw him with the long hair or not. But yeah. Okay, let's do that then, guys. MAXX versus Killer Croc, okay? Where's a good website? Azen asks, where's a good website to buy modern comics? Isn't Comixology? Isn't that a good one nowadays? Like, for me, I really like still going to those bricks and mortar comic book stores, for sure. Like for me, there's nothing like holding an actual paper comic book in your hands, right? So, but I think Comixology, but maybe you guys can help me if you guys buy comic books. Where a good place to buy comic books online is. Because I'm friends with comic book store owners here, so it makes more sense for me to go to the actual comic store, for sure. Yes, Sam Keith. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. The MAXX versus Killer Croc. So, okay, so this is what we'll do then. I'm going to actually start roughing out the forms. What I want it to be, because I'm going to do this weird claw that's on the MAXX here. Okay, and then in terms, I would like to see. I want to see the Arkham Asylum. Let me see the Arkham Asylum Killer Croc. What he looks like. Killer Croc. There he is. Arkham Asylum Killer Croc. Ooh. Interesting face. That's a lot of teeth. That's a lot of teeth. I'm not sure. I think I kind of like the classic one better. If we did more of the classic or the Jim Lee Killer Croc. Oh, Atrak says, James, I have a request. Can you draw a Grimlock from the Transformers Age of Extinction next time, please? Actually, Atrak, I did draw him once. I drew him in, if you look up on my channel, I did this Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, so I did draw him, but very small. Okay, so maybe I get to do like a bigger one a little bit later on, right? So, okay, perhaps for the next one, we will see. I'll start taking requests on these Facebook live streams for sure. But let's take a look at the Jim Lee Killer Croc. I know the one I'm thinking of is from Hush, but that he was a little bit more mutated in the Hush. Actually, I think I have the trade paperback here. Let me just check quickly, guys. Let me just check quickly. I think I have the trade here. I could be wrong. Sorry, I was checking my shelf. It's actually not on my shelf. Let me check if it's here. 1 second, guys. Which means it's in storage. Sorry, dudes. Okay, but the Jim Lee Killer Croc is more like this. It's more like this mutated Croc, like that, right? Let me see. Like his is really out there. That's Jim Lee's Killer Croc. But if we went classic, let's look. If I put classic Killer Croc. So we put classic. Okay. Whoops, I just put classic. I wonder what's going to happen. Oh. MKTO. Who's MKTO? Classic. Well, classic Killer Croc. Let's see what pops up here. Original Killer Croc. So he's more humanoid. Yeah, I think I'll do something more like this. Like he's a little bit more hulkish, more scaly with big teeth. I do like these wrap around things like that. Like I think the Jim Lee one, he's a little too mutated for my particular taste here. This is pretty cool, Killer Croc. If I did something like this guy, what do you think? If I did something like that, I do remember Trencher. I actually bought that too. I bought Trencher. Who did Trencher tell? I forgot. Please jog my memory. I did, because I did remember. I bought the original Trencher comic book. I just forgot who it was. Oh, you don't know either. I don't remember. That's gonna bother me all night, for sure. But if you remember halfway through, let me know, okay? Okay, Tal? Yeah, why do we do that? I gotta do something like this. I gotta do a face like this, because I think it's pretty cool. You know? And I think I will do kind of scaly type things. So I'll do my own little spin on Killer Croc here. So we'll do that, you know, with the muscles and all of that. Okay, so let's go. Yan just wants to know if you are a Filipino. I am Canadian and I am a Filipino. Yes, I am, Yan. You are right, Yan. Yun. I am a Filipino, my friend. Yes, my my parents they're Ilocano. So my mom is from Pangasinan. My dad, he's from oh, I forgot where my dad is from. That's gonna bother me, but it's also Ilocano. So yes, but I don't speak the language. Unfortunately, I don't speak or understand. They never taught me. But my wife, she could actually speak 3 dialects. She's Filipino as well. So yeah, and my daughter too. Okay. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna do Killer Croc versus the MAXX. Okay. Combatron sketch. Christian wants me to. How about a quick Combatron sketch? Maybe not right now. Keith Griffin. Thank you, Felix. Thank you, Keith Giffen. That was right. That was right. Asen thought I was Mexican. Well, it's interesting. I do get that sometimes, and I get a lot of Chinese. A lot of, even when I was in China just recently last week, a lot of them thought I was Chinese, and they started speaking to me in Chinese. So, oh, and John Mayers wants the MAXX girl in there too. Okay, so we'll see how much time we got here, guys. Yes. Hi, I'm Philippine Nice. Yes. Thank you, Yan. Thank you, Yan. Mabuhay. Mabuhay. I know on Facebook, I have a lot of Filipino followers on Facebook, for sure. So, yes, tell. Keith Giffen. I think I just bought the first issue, but I have to go find those. I got to go back into the comic archives and try to find that, okay? So, right now, guys, I'm just turning on the main camera here, and I'm going to get all busy and professional, kind of. And I'm going to do a little introduction for you guys, okay? So here we go. I'm going to put my hand here. So right now I'm just judging exactly how much you guys can actually see. And actually looking at it right now, you're probably not going to see that much. So up here, down here, okay. John has got all night. All right, my friend. We'll see how long I got. We'll see how long this lasts. I do want to get this video up on YouTube tomorrow as well. See. You see dead flies. That's not dead flies, my friend. That's probably like a dirty, that's probably a dirty screen. As we go. Okay, so guys, I'm going to do an intro for the YouTube link for tomorrow, so just bear with me for a second, okay? Hi, everyone. I'm James, the Box Office Artist, and welcome to our 10,000 subscriber special. I am here on Facebook Live with all these fine people here. There's about 18 of you guys online, and those who are applying so far, I got Mike Ruthless, Adamas Ma, Tel Diem, Asen Kentu, Felix Schmittik. I apologize, guys, if I butcher your names. I can't read that well. Okay, Jesse for Pedro. He's here, and John Sketchcat Mayers is here. PJ May is here. Who else is here? Etrak Rionuj Hero is here. Jan Perez is here. Christian Yumang is here. Who else is here, guys? Who else is here? Jesse, did I say your name already, Jesse? Jesse for Pedro is here. I think I said your name already. Okay. Anyone else I missed? Hey, Caleb, how you doing? Yo, Caleb. Oh, yes, from the Dark Knight, Jan is from the Dark Knight PH group. Yes, I remember that. Thank you for joining in. That's a great group. Okay, so today, out of the suggestion of the fine people here on Facebook Live, we are going to do an interesting one today. We're going to do Image Comics, The MAXX by Sam Keith. We're going to draw him versus DC Comics Killer CROC. Okay, so that's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. It's a lot of muscles, a lot of scale, a lot of weirdness, all together in one for this question and answer live celebration here. Andy Chavez is here. How you doing, Andy? Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to actually get started here, and I'm going to actually start roughing things out. And my tools of the trade, for you, those of you who watched me draw before, even on my channel, drawn before, this is what I start out with. I usually start out with a Pilot Eno Color Lead 0.7, and this is a light blue. And if I show you guys here, this is what I usually start off with, okay? The blue. I've been using, and for those of you who know, I've been using this lead since my Dreamwave days. So we're talking 2000, 2001, around there. I've always been using this lead ever since. Even though the lead breaks a lot, and a lot of people have, they talk to me about, hey, your lead breaks a lot. I like it. I'm just used to it. So that's why I'm using it. And I like it because it erases a lot easier than most blue lead that I use. So I'm gonna start roughing this out. Okay. Andy, did I say hi to you already, Andy? Hi, Andy. Andy Chavez, welcome. So I'm just going to do like a classic big man style fight pose here. So I'm going to do the Keith. I was calling him the Keith. The MAXX. He should be renamed the Keith. The MAXX here, and he's punching forward here. Okay. like that. So we have his body here. So pretty much I'm just roughing it out here. Usually when they punch forward like this, you would see a bit of the back coming in here in the back of the neck. And then usually what makes like these big behemoth type characters like the Hulk, like they're all kind of Hulk related. I believe Sam Keith worked on the Hulk before. Guys like the Hulk, the Thing, you know, these big brooding characters, they have these gigantic bodies, gigantic shoulders, giant forearms, and teeny tiny heads. Teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. So now I'm trying to figure out where his legs are going to go here. And then behind him here, this will be Killer CROC here. And I'm going to make Killer CROC pretty much just as big. Maybe I'm going to have his hand here like this on this side here. Now what we want to do, it looks like a golem. Maybe. A little bit. That was from Eric. Etrak, yeah. Kwang Mayat Hain says, "Hi James, what is the best way to improve my draw from my imagination? Because I only can draw when I observe an item." Honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's actually one of the questions I'm going to go to today. And maybe I'll answer you in a little bit, okay? But to me, like, especially when you're starting out, there's nothing wrong with looking at things whenever you're trying to draw, because most of the time we are trying to draw from life. You know, we want things to look real. How are you going to get better from making things look real or feel real without looking at something real? Okay? But I'll answer that in further depth in a minute here, okay? So I just want to get this outline here better, okay? Before I go ahead with the question. So I'm going to actually make his hand bigger here. Now, I'm actually filming on an angle. I'm filming on an angle with the phone here. I'm doing Facebook Live with the phone. So when I'm done, I'll put it up like at an what's it called now? Perpendicular, parallel to the actual drawing, so you can actually see what it looks like. So things will look a little bit skewed on the Facebook Live right now because I am filming also from a main camera that's shooting down. Okay. Saving room. Oh, you really want Julie in there, so maybe I'll have her like in the front here, or maybe in the back. Okay, don't worry, she'll be in there. I'll figure it out. Okay, John. Jesse's laughing at John too. He wants the girl in there. She'll be in there. I don't know if I'm gonna do a pose like Sam Keith does her all the time, but we will see. Okay. Okay. So I wasn't prepared for two characters here. I was always imagining doing one, but you know, I'm trying to maximize the actual space I have here on the paper. From Antonio Williams, do you make a living doing this? I have. I was a comic book artist for. Well, I've been a professional comic book artist since 2000. I've worked in film from 2006 till about June this year. And then I quit my job mainly to, you know what, maybe I'll get to the questions because I answered this in the questions, Antonio, so just hang on, okay? So why don't we actually get to the first question? Where's my little handy paper here? Okay, so I'm actually going to pause this here on the top, and I'm going to restart. So let's get to the first question, guys, okay? And the first question, and why don't we relate it to what your right now, the Facebook questions you guys have. Let's start with, first of all, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. If you guys know how to pronounce his name, do you guys know his name? You know how to pronounce that? I don't know how to pronounce that. So if anyone can help me pronounce that, I don't know. But he's asking, hey, I love your content, just subscribed, and I would like to know what do you work in, and if there's any memorable things you worked on. I'm thinking you work in DC Comics. So, Antonio, it's pretty much almost the same question. But before they answer that, PJ, I will be selling them soon. I am going to make a store, so that's why. Okay. So Antonio says Jimmy. Is that how you saying that name? Is that Jimmy? Okay. Or are you calling me Jimmy? Antonio? So let me answer this question. Okay. So is there any memorable comics I worked on, and what do you work in? So again, I started working in comics in the year 2000 for a company called Dreamwave, and I worked as a professional comic book artist full-time until summer 2006. That's when I decided to go into film. So I went back to school, 2006, 2007. I took animation. I took animation at a school called Sheridan College, and then I got my first gig in film as a 3D modeler. So I started out as a modeler. I started as a modeler, and my first job was in Vancouver. I worked for MGM in Vancouver. No, no. By the way, Andy's asking if I'm giving away this piece. Well, on to the question. Well, so after working in film since 2006, and I worked out a bunch of titles, and I will be explaining my entire work timeline probably in a separate video, so I won't get into it too deeply, but I've worked on a whole bunch of films. I worked on Watchmen, I worked on Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, I worked on Invictus, I worked on Battle LA, I actually worked on Furious 7, and I did some work on Fantastic Four. The guy, when I said that in China, the guy said, "Oh, so that's why you left the business." Like, possibly, yeah. That was until June this year, and that's when I quit my job. June this year. Why did I quit my job? Number one, for a few reasons. One, because I am turning 40 very soon, in 2 years. I'm turning 40, and I've said this before in a previous video, but just to reiterate it, I'm turning 40 in a couple of years, and there's some things I want to accomplish, and my business I wanted to start and see if I can make it. In my business, I have some IP that I'm developing on my own, and I want to see if I can make it. So that's why. That's why I quit my job, and I gave myself a 2-year timeline. So I'm month 2 of that 2-year timeline. I'm a little bit behind, but we'll see. If in 2 years, by the time I'm 40, if things are going great, or if things look like they're working out, I'll keep going. But I do have a family, so if things just don't look like they're working, like honestly, you should keep at it. Maybe 7 years you could keep at it, even if it's not working. But I have a family to consider. I have kids that will probably go into college, so I can't do that forever. So if it's not working, I'll go back into film. That's the plan. So, thank you, Jesse. Thank you for the comments. So to actually answer the question, what are the memorable things I worked on? Well, of course, my very first comic gig. That was on, full comic gig. That was Dark Mind's Witchblade for Top Cow. I was a background artist, but that was actually some of my favorite background work, was doing that. Transformers Armada, for, number 1 for Dreamwave Productions. That is my very first ongoing series. That's very memorable. Working on Wonder Woman, where I actually got to draw the JLA. That's memorable for different reasons. A lot of different reasons. I can't wait to tell you guys that story. And ooh, that's a doozy of a story. When I worked on Wonder Woman for DC Comics a long time ago. And film-wise, Watchmen, that was an experience. Mainly, I had a fantastic experience because I wasn't very good, and they were very patient with me. So I will actually go into that too. Either in my throwback series or Ask the Artist series, I'll go into that. So yeah, those were the memorable ones for sure. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you very much. Okay. So this is almost I'm just roughing in details here, guys. I'm just roughing in lightly, and then I'm just gonna go in with the pen, and then the fun part for me is actually doing the details with the pen. That's why I try to keep my underdrawing as loose as possible so I can make up stuff when I go in with a pen, and it's a lot more fun. Like if I did all the tight drawings here, and then I go over with a pen, it'll feel more like I'm tracing, and that's not as fun, for sure. Yeah, but the actual making up, I can hear my son. My son's upstairs, he's yelling. But the actual, making up what actually goes where, that's the fun part for me. So, okay, so this is pretty much. I think I could keep going off this. So I think I might even actually go straight into ink from here. Actually. But let me just finish off this arm. Make sure I'm happy with the position of his arm. Maybe I could move the camera a tiny bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Then I'm judging where I'm going to put the girl. I'm judging where I'm going to get the girl. Tel says, you are a very good artist. I'm sure you will do great. Thank you so much, Tel. That really does mean a lot to me. We'll see. We will see how it goes. I say that a lot. We'll see how it goes, but it's the truth. We'll see how it goes. So one step at a time. Now, I am teaching more in the fall. So in a few weeks after Fan Expo, I'll be teaching pretty much a lot. Like I'm talking literally like 25 hours. So John Sketchback Cat Mayer says Julie has blonde hair, by the way. For sure. Yes, she does. Yes, and I was looking at pictures of her earlier. So let me just take a look at here. Yeah, Killer Croc here, and then I'm hold on, guys. Let me just get my MAXX reference out here. So I'll keep that reference there. I'm looking for MAXX image comics. I just want to make sure I get the teeth right because I had the teeth at the bottom. I knew. See, but the teeth should be at the top. Here, I knew that teeth should be at the top. See, that's weird. MAXX teeth. But at the same time, I want to have my own spin on it. I am running out of lead. So, you put some new lead in here. Hold on. There we got some new lead, fresh lead. I think it would have been cooler if the teeth were underneath, though, but let's stay true to the character, because it's very duck-like. Okay, and then I'll just make it up. Get rid of that lead there. Get rid of it here. Okay. And then right now I'm just trying to think where the lighting is going to go so that I could stay consistent with this. So I'm leaning towards, well, I think I might have the light go this way, so we could see more of this and we could see more of this. Yeah, I think that's the better way to go. So sometimes I adjust the lighting on how I think would reveal more in the actual drawing. So Antonio Williams asked, did you attend any art schools? And that is a great question. And yes, I did. I attended Sheridan College. I went to art school twice. I went to Sheridan College from 1997 to 2000. I took a course called Technical Illustration. So there, pretty much I learned how to draw backgrounds there. And that really helped me because, that helped me get my Transformers job. Now, interesting enough, one of my friends went to China with me, Alex Milne. Alex Milne took the exact same course I did, and he's probably one of the more well-known Transformers artists out there. We took the exact same course. But it helped us so much learning technical illustration. Now we pretty much know perspective like the back of our hands. Like we could tell, like for both of us, we don't need to put down perspective grids anymore. We just do it. I could tell. I could tell right away when perspective's wrong, I could draw cityscapes no problem without laying down any grids. It's like second nature to us. So that's what really helped us when we were doing Transformers work. So if that answers your question. So let's get to the next question here. Let me get the camera back on for the next question. Next prepared question, anyway. Next prepared question, and let me read this here. And then I'm actually going to start inking because I'm actually excited to draw the Max's face here. Wakaseta asks, he asks, would messing with a 3D model in a program or using one of those little drawing mannequins help with posing as well? Or are those things considered no-nos? Like, I know people who would say, that looking at reference at all is bad, and if they think that way, that's what they're thinking. But for me, I don't feel that way at all. All great artists use references. A lot of great artists use photographic references, like two of my favorite painters, Alex Ross and the great poster painter. Sorry guys, my mind is drawing a blank here. The Star Wars poster, Drew Struzan, they set up photo shoots. They know exactly what their painting is going to look like before they actually go into painting them. Like for me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with actually having a 3D model and using that to make poses. I told people, especially starting out, to get poses, why don't you just grab your cell phone and take pictures of yourself or your friends and try to put them in that pose and then try to draw them posing. Nothing wrong with working from reference at all, because even the most professional artists out there, they use them. They use them, and they help. The more you know how to draw things real, no matter how cartoony your style is, the better your work is going to get, because they will feel real, no matter how cartoony your drawing style is. So that's my answer. Yes, nothing wrong with those. You should do them. If you have those resources, go do them for sure. Okay, so let's get to inking this guy. So right now I'm using a 0.1, as you can see here, micron 0.1. And again, I use, I'm not stuck to the microns. I'll use a Prismacolor, I'll use a Staedtler. It all depends on what's on sale at Curry's, okay? So a lot of you have heard me say that multiple times. Whatever's on sale, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think this blue lead is the only one that I will actually only get. This blue lead. Now, sometimes if they sell out, I will get a different blue pencil if I'm if I have no choice, I will get one, but that is my brand. That is definitely my brand. So, John Sketchup Mayers asks, are you going to be doing any upcoming videos with other YouTube artists like Cycra? The answer, I'm hoping to. I probably will for sure with some smaller YouTubers, like my friend Tom. I might do one with him. And we're around the same level. We have the same amount of subscribers. But in terms of the bigger ones, well, I'll be honest with you guys. I have tried to contact a lot of them, and a lot of them have not contacted me back. Jazza was really the first big YouTuber to actually contact me. So that's why I'm really grateful to him, because, yes, Psycho really draws cute girls for sure. So that's why big ups to Jazza, because, he didn't really have to help me. He didn't have to at all. In fact, the way Jazza started to get noticed me was I entered his contests. I entered some of his Challenge of the Month contest, and really it was for exposure. Like, honestly, I shouldn't be entering those contests because I'm a professional, right? I'm a professional artist. But I just did anyway. But it got him to notice my work, and he became a fan of my work, as I am of his. We both have completely different styles, but we have respect for both of our styles. So for him to actually give me a shot, and then he was actually the one to suggest that I do that very first tutorial for him, the one where I draw the robots in mecha suits. It was his suggestion. He asked me if I wanted to do it. I didn't go to him. He asked me. And I was like, oh, crazy. Yeah, I'd love to. So that's how that got started. And then I actually asked him if he needed another tutorial. He told me he was going on his trip that he's currently on. And that's why I was able to do that recent video on his channel. So we met that months ago. and it was just a matter of time to finding out when was the best time to release it. So that was in the works a long time ago. So right now I'm adding my style to the MAXX because his teeth, like Sam Keith doesn't draw this way, but I'm trying to have, how are these teeth inserted into his skull? That's what I'm trying to think of here. So John's asking, ever use Copic markers? I know you love Sharpies, but just wondering. And the answer is no, I have not. I know that's the thing right now. I know everybody and their mother uses Copic markers, and I should be too. I honestly should be too. But I'll admit, guys, like I said with the microns, I'm pretty frugal when it comes to my material. So as much as I would love to start messing around with them, they're pricey, man. They are pricey. I used to use trio markers back in the day. Trio markers. A lot of the guys used trio markers back in the day. When I was in tech illustration and my early comic days, I would do that. But did I enter as a beginner? Felix is asking. Well, it looked like a beginner style for sure. It's funny with Jazz's contest. You could tell who are the amateurs and who are not, who are just trying to get exposure, like me at the time. But John, the answer is no. I'd love to start. But just for me, I just can't bring myself to spend that much money on the markers as of right now, especially when my skill probably isn't that great with those markers. Now the liners too, like the liners are like twice the price as the Micron, and they pretty much like I haven't tried them, so I can't say they'll do the exact same job. But for my purposes, the Microns and the Prismacolors, they work. So. Asen, tell Demon I use Crayola matte pencils. All right, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, for sure. Yeah, Asen says, are you good with watercolors? They are similar to Copics, and the answer is yes. I used to do a lot of watercoloring when I was in college. We did a lot of watercoloring. I love using gouache. Gouache was one of my favorite mediums when I was in college, mainly because of Alex Ross too. I was trying to do like an Alex Ross type style with the gouache. So. But I'll be honest, I haven't used it in a while. I can hear my kids singing upstairs. Can you guys hear them singing? What about colored pencils? John asks. Yes, I do use colored pencils, but I'll tell you, I haven't colored. I have not colored traditionally in quite a long time. Long time. Because even my work, when I was working in film, I'm on Photoshop like 12 hours a day. Literally, so I'm just used to it. So, though I would like to get back into it, in all honesty, I would love to use the Copic markers and pencil crayon, and mainly because I love traditional art. That's why I still work pen and paper today. I love having like some sort of that type of feel of paper and pen. Right? So. Okay, so right now let's go to the next question. Let me just pause this camera. Let me go to the next question. Okay, let me record. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to tell my son to close the door while he's singing. I love hearing my son singing, but I'm not sure. Yeah, just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. My kids, they're having fun. Their cousins are actually here upstairs. They're having a lot of fun. So let's go to the next question. Okay, so you turn the main camera back on here. Okay, so the next question. Let's go here. First of all, any Doghitu to Bogdan. I butchered that. Please forgive me, buddy. Awesome tutorials. Keep it up. By the way, what is the song used in this video? I believe the song that I use for my vlogs and for my tutorial videos, I believe it's called, if I'm not mistaken, "Run to You," I believe. But I will double check that. And for those watching on YouTube, if that's wrong, I can actually put the name of the song right here. I can put the name of the song right here. But all of this is the only music I really use is the YouTube free, royalty free licensed music, which anyone can use. All of you guys can use that music. So you can tell because the music Jazza uses, I recognize each and every one of them. Like all YouTubers, we all use the same music because it's free, and then we can monetize our videos properly. Now I have bought music from Pond5.com when I really want something epic and different. I will go and actually purchase music licenses, but I can't. I can't. Oh, Antonio says he sings. My son sings good, and he does. I will let him know. He sings great. But when when I need something, I'll go buy from there. But I can't compose like Jazza can compose. I like karaoke like Jazza though. So if I'm ever in Australia, we're gonna definitely karaoke together. We've made a date already, so that we could go karaoke together, and hopefully film that one day, maybe sometime next year. We'll see. But yes, so that's the music in the video. You could use it too. Go get it and use it. All right. So right now, I'm outlining this shoulder piece here. So really when I'm doing the pen here, this is more like the penciling stage, but I'm doing it with pen. Because I'm going to go back over this and then add detail and blacks and all that kind of stuff a little bit later. So now this is interesting here. I'm trying to figure out what I did here and how this back is going to go. Because muscle-wise, because this is the back of his head, and I'm trying to make it work in terms of the muscles and how it will work here. So we'll see here like this. Yeah, something like that. I'll have to fix up this muscle back here. But before I keep going, let me answer another question. Okay, and I will record here. Okay, next question. Evan Michael Harden asks, I love your art style. You definitely don't see a lot of artists using that much black. Do you constantly get a lot of grief from collaborators like colorists about adding too much black? If so, how do you respond? The answer is yes. Yes. A lot. And that all started back in my Dreamwave days. When I was in Dreamwave, and they were talking about early 2000s, they were already complaining, because colorists want control. You know, they want to do their own thing. They're artists. They're artists too. It's like they're people too. They're artists too. They want to add their own spin. The moment I add black to something, or add that, I'm controlling the lighting now, and they have no control over that. So I do get complaints a lot. Even when I was working, like especially working at places like Udon, and like they once went to me, "Hey James, I got great news. You don't have to put so much black. You don't have to do the black anymore." I'm like, that's not good news for me. So it's just the style. I just like the control of the light source, and that's the ultimate control when I put those blacks in. Now, hold on. Let me just finish this chest off here. So I really love that control. So that does bog down the colorist for sure. So a lot of them don't like coloring my work just because of that. And even when I was doing Dark Cybertron, a lot of the fans didn't like that. They didn't like, because they weren't used to my style. You know, they were used to an Alex Milne style, or Casey Collar style, or the recent Transformers artist style, because mine is like completely 180 from theirs. Completely different. And I was splitting the book with somebody else, so my style actually didn't really match theirs. Like mine was so different than theirs. So on my last live stream, I talked about my influences, and my biggest influences are, I'll just mention them quickly again. My biggest influences are Stephen Platt, Travis Charest, and David Finch. Those three are my, style-wise, they are my biggest inspirations. You know, I'm gonna fix this muscle here. It's bothering me. Muscle. You know, whenever I make mistakes like this, I usually can make them work in the drawing, and if not, I will use whiteout and fix it. Okay. So those are my heroes. Actually, even when it comes to drawing robots, I actually draw inspirations from them. The way David Finch drew Sentinels in the X-Men, I thought that was fantastic. The way Stephen Platt did his armor in Soul Saga, when he was doing Soul Saga, that was one of my biggest inspirations. And when Travis Charest, he did one issue of Wildcats, I think it was the Wildcats #1, where he drew this mecha tank. And I thought it was amazing, this mecha tank, and that's where I actually got the inspiration to do all these rivets on all my robots. It was from that. I saw him put those rivets there, and I thought they looked fantastic. That's why I keep doing that to this day. Now, colorists hate coloring those things, too. So, Nitesh Neela, he's actually one of my students at Centennial College. Welcome, buddy. Good evening, James. It feels good to watch your videos at the end of the day. Thank you very much. Thank you. Maybe I should do more of these at the end of the day. We'll see. So again, for those of you who are new, who just joined the live feed, okay, I'm drawing here as suggested by those who joined right away the live feed when I first started. I am drawing the MAXX, who is an Image Comics character from the 90s. Okay, the MAXX by Sam Keith. I'm drawing him versus Killer CROC. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. So right now I'm drawing the MAXX here. I don't know. He feels like he should be a little bit bigger. Maybe I drew the head. Maybe I drew the head a little bit too big. In that sense, but that's okay. I'm just going to make the shoulder bigger. And don't worry, guys. I'll fix him. I'm the fixer-upper. There you go. Something like that. I'll fix it. Okay, so I'm going to draw him and Killer CROC. So right now, I'm going to go over to the side so you can see what I'm drawing here. So again, this is like I'm penciling with the ink pen here. Because I even think this chest should feel bigger. I'll even make it like that. So I made that part of the chest already. You see how I'm not afraid to go over the ink lines? I'm not afraid because I know I could cover those with black. I know, or I can make it work somehow with the drawing. I've done this so much now. I have the confidence that I could fix it. Very rare that I'm not able to fix it. Very rare. I think. But there's always a first time for everything. It wouldn't be cool if it was live. So Julie could be, John really wants Julie in this drawing. Maybe I will draw her here. John, just for you, I could draw her here. Okay, but I'll do that a little bit later, John. Let me get the meat of this drawing done first, okay? Let me just try to fix my little cell phone holder here. Okay, so I got to take a break on the MAXX right now. Got to take a break. Well, maybe not yet. Not just yet. Not just yet. I'll just add a couple more lines here. And I'm going to go back over these lines in a bit so you guys will see what I'm actually doing with them. So now I'm going to actually go to Killer CROC over here. And right now, as of right now, he's kind of feeling small. But let me go back to these drawings here of Killer CROC. Okay, guys. Just wait for a few more of you to come back online. Here. Killer CROC. So welcome, Michael Bautista says you're an awesome artist. Love your work. Thank you so much, my friend. I think with Facebook Live, let me just turn off the live camera for the main camera right now. Facebook Live, I think you're only allowed to film 1 hour at a time. I'll admit to you guys right now that right now it's looking like no, sorry guys. It looks like once I hit the hour mark, Facebook Live shuts off. So we're gonna lurk in 3 hour 1 hour increments here. But also know that looking at this drawing now, it'll probably take 3 hours to finish. So we've done in 1 hour. So probably I'm saying 2 hours probably from now it'll be done. And again, feel free to leave whenever you'd like. Again, I will have a the full video up tomorrow on my YouTube channel as well, so you don't have to sit through the whole thing if you don't want to, but or you can sit through the whole thing if you'd like to, for sure. So, okay. So right now I'm just looking for that. I should have saved it. That Killer Croc head that I really liked, that I wanted to reference here. But if not, I'll just make it up. I'll just make up a head. Nope. Okay. So I'm just looking for a head. Felix says, that's too bad. Okay, John says, nobody's allowed to leave. Hey, I understand. People have things to do. No problem. No problem. Totally understand. Okay. So, for those of you who are here, let's start getting this Killer Croc going here. I'm going to do my style. Michael Bautista says, can you do more tutorials? Yes, I will be doing a weekly tutorial from here on out. I know that's a lot of the fans from Draw with Jazza, even my regular fans. You guys have been expecting that from me a long time, and now I'm making that commitment to do one tutorial a week for you guys. Now, for me, it's just trying to figure out what the best day will be to do that particular tutorial. So, did I record here on the top? Let me record on the top here. So I can record on the main channel now. Okay. So yeah, so again, if you guys, please keep those suggestions coming. What do you want me to do tutorials of? So right now I'm drawing the nose of Killer Croc. Now, you notice when it comes to guys like the Hulk and the Thing, it's interesting because they would have like this really teeny tiny nose. And I know that I have drawn the Hulk for Marvel before. I worked on a title called Hulk Destruction. I'll talk about that at a later time. But then they would have this teeny tiny nose, and then they would have this big upper lip. Kind of like that. So whenever I do like big guys like this, very gorilla-like in some instances. So whenever I'm doing big guys, I usually have something very similar to that. And then these little beady eyes. Something like that. And then something like this, like big upper eyebrow level. Like honestly, this guy looks like he's turning into the Hulk right now. It's looking more Hulkish than MAXX-ish right now. But I will change that. Or not MAXX, it's more Hulkish than Killer Croc-ish. What will separate them, of course, is the teeth. So. Something like that. Okay. Tell DM says, I love McFarlane's version of the Hulk. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. McFarlane has such this interesting original style. Like, especially when he was back doing his Spider-Man days. Like, the way he drew the Hulk, I thought it was pretty incredible when he was drawing the Hulk back in the day. I actually didn't get to that run until after he started doing Spawn. That's when I went back to research other stuff he did. Because I found out about him when he was doing Spawn. And then I went back and then I saw all the cool Spider-Man stuff that he did. And yeah, I was blown away, for sure. Blown away. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out CROC's chin here. And the good thing about CROC, he's going to be scaly, he's going to be very detailed, so again, I'm not too worried about mistakes with CROC here. Not too worried about it, so. I'm just going to see what kind of... He looks bigger than the MAXX, eh? With that head. Well, when you see him from my angle, he looks a lot bigger than the MAXX right now. Okay. So while I'm doing that, why don't I get to another question? And I think that's why this is taking long, because I'm doing these questions, because I told this would be a Q&A session. Let's get to another question here. How about this one here from John Young? Great tutorial. I am a fan of hatching other than cross-hatching. That's fair. No problem. Question, how do you find using Sharpie pens? I find they dry up too quickly. Is there an alternative you could recommend? That's one reason why I actually use Sharpie pens, because I want them to dry quicker. Actually, that's related to another... Oh, hold on. Just get the main camera. That's actually related to another question I got from Dave Evans asking, what's the tip to prevent smudging on your artwork? The good part about Sharpies is they do dry quickly, so after I lay them down, if I were to go over them with my hand, no problem. No problem. It won't smudge as much. When I was in China, I had all these, I think I mentioned this yesterday, I had these prints, and a lot of them, they wanted me to draw on the back of their print. I'm like, why would you want me to draw on the back of your print? That makes no sense to me. But apparently they have these frames that are two-way frames, and they actually hang them up, like in the middle, so you can actually see both sides. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, that's the case. I had someone explain that to me. But there, it's glossy paper. Like, trying to draw on glossy paper is crazy. It's really tough. So, one thing I like to do, just so I won't smudge, I'll work left to right. Kind of like what I'm doing here. I will work left to right. I'll keep blowing on the paper sometimes if I know it's a very smudgeable surface. This one here is not too bad. This one here is not too bad, so I'm not too worried about this paper surface, my regular Bristol board surface. It's not too bad. This guy looks like a character from World of Warcraft. Now I'm looking at it. But, so that helps a lot for sure. But in terms of Sharpies, if they wanted something, if you want something, here's the deal with Sharpies. And even microns, like at the end of the day, these are markers. These are markers at the end of the day. So over time, like right now they're okay. Over time, this will fade. Like a lot of this ink will fade, and they won't be black. The only way you're going to get black that kind of lasts forever is if you use something with permanent ink or an India ink type thing. So if you want to do something like that and you're willing to spend a few extra dollars, you should give a try to repeatograph pens. I use those in college, and they're what a lot of technical illustrators use is repeatograph pens. And there's tricks to clean them. And they're kind of hard to clean, but it is very worth it. But it is very expensive too at the same time. So that's a suggestion for sure. Tell DMS a follow-up question. Do you ever have trouble with the ink going through the blue line or 3H pencil? If it's okay, would you recommend for that? In terms of the blue line, no. Blue line is completely fine. Again, I think it depends on the paper too that you're using, and how hard your pencil is, right? Like a 3H pencil, that's pretty hard. That's a pretty hard pencil. If you draw like me, sometimes I like to press down really hard, so I leave indentations into the paper, then you can run into trouble there. But I didn't care too much because I always had somebody else inking my work. Back then when I was working for Marvel in DC, there was always somebody else inking my stuff. So didn't worry too much. But right now, this blue line pencil, it's totally fine. It's totally fine for this. So I made Killer Croc like twice the size of the MAXX. I'm just looking at this right now. You guys can't see this, but as of right now, because it's on an angle, to me, looking at a Killer Croc's huge here. But see, this is where you're stuck. Like, if this was pencil, I could erase the whole head and resize. I cannot do that here, so I'll just have to work with it. Or make this a giant Killer Croc. Okay. Yes, you have a heavy hand. I mean, me too. Me too. I like to press down. I like to press down very hard. But, you know, it's one of those things. If you have a too hard of a pencil, you'll make an indentation. If you have it too soft, the color will be too dark for them to erase later on. So it's always a give and take. Adamus asks, do you use regular printing paper for your drawings or other type of paper? I use a Strathmore Bristol board for most of my drawings nowadays. Strathmore Bristol board. I'll show that to you in a second. Okay, but let me throw his claw hand here. He looks more like Abomination than Killer Croc. Okay, now let me show you guys the paper that I actually use. Okay, right now this size I'm working pretty big. This is a 14 by 17 piece of paper. I never draw smaller than this anymore. This is my size. The only time I'll actually draw smaller than this is if I am doing a commission. If I'm doing a commission, then I will draw a little bit, tiny bit smaller than this. Mainly because people pay for smaller images. Let me show you the paper I use. Let me show you the paper I use quickly. Let me turn this off. Here's the paper I use. Strathmore Bristol board. This is the brand I usually use. This is 11 by 17. When I do my most detailed drawing ever drawings, or even some of the drawings that, you know, I'm into, I will take one of these sheets of paper and I would tape a 11 by 17 piece of paper to make a surface of 25 inches by 17 inches. That's for my the pieces I really, really like doing. I'm not saying I don't like doing this. This is actually a lot of fun right now. I'm having a bunch of fun. Though I am going slowly because I'm answering all these questions. That's pretty much the size I work at. So, but nowadays mostly I'm finding the 14 by 17s working really well for me. So, right now I'm looking at Killer Croc and if he actually has ears. I drew him with these pointy ears, but I don't think he has them. But again, won't sweat it. Won't sweat it. So I'm going to give him claws here. Well, you can't see that, so I'm giving claws here, up here, and then maybe I'll give a claw here. As you can tell, it's like I'm sketching with the ink pen. Ink pen. That's confidence, my friend. It's confidence. Okay. Now, when it comes to his okay, so he's going to have like the underbelly, because I'm thinking of croc, right? So you're thinking crocodile, so I'm actually thinking to myself, what will have those scales? Now, there are pictures of him. Like, again, let me show you some pictures I'm looking at here. There are pictures of him where he has these type of scales on the back. And here he has scales on the forearms, which I think look pretty cool. So I might do a combination of both. Like here. He has the scales here, which I think look really awesome. So I might do something like that. I might do something like that. Again, it's a little bit more detail. A little bit more detail. But hey, I like the details. So I'm going to go here and start adding where I think, there we go, maybe I'll add like a lot here. It's my drawing, I can draw them any way I want, right? There. Should I give him the shirt like this? Azen, I just read your comment. That's funny, man. Possibly. I'm trying to think if I should even bother giving him a shirt, because I'm liking the scales. See, the more I'm looking at pictures of him, the more I want to add all this stuff, but I know I'm going to be biting myself in the foot here. We might be working till 4 o'clock in the morning if that's the case. So again, guys, feel free to leave whenever you'd like. Again, for celebrating with me, I'm happy you're here celebrating with me. So, I think that's enough for the actual YouTube questions. So, guys, feel free to ask me any question you want. I will answer them here. Like I have been trying to answer as many questions as I can. So feel free to ask any questions you would like. I'll be more than happy to answer them right now or anytime during this feed now. So I'm done with those questions. Let's get to your questions because you guys spent the time to be here with me today. So I don't think the MAXX has ears, right? I don't think the MAXX has ears. Let me just go back to the MAXX image. Here, I'm going back here to take a look. And he doesn't have any ears. And then I'm going to draw the girl down here. Okay? Just for John, I'm going to be drawing Julie down there. Okay, but I'm trying to think what kind of pose I could, maybe more like the MAXX is protecting her, and that makes a lot of sense, that the MAXX would be protecting Julie. So she would be like kind of cowering away. See, as you see right now, I'm still trying to work out this back muscle. Because you know when the head is turned, like the MAXX doesn't have that much of a neck, the way I'm drawing him right now. So that's why the back muscles, I'm kind of confused by my own back muscles. What's going on here? So that's why I'm trying to figure that out here. It'd be interesting if I add a little bit more spikes to his head. He looks like more like a demon now than Killer Croc, but John likes it. No ears on the MAXX. Thank you, John. Is it Eisen? Eisen. Okay, I got that right, buddy. Eisen. Okay, so right now what I'm fixing this claw. I'm fixing this claw that the MAXX has here. I'm trying to fix that, how that looks. See, again, guys, I'm not afraid to go back here. I will fix this. Okay. Hello, Walter. Welcome. Nathan, good morning. Nathan, good morning. Thanks for joining us today. So for you guys who are new, I am currently drawing the MAXX, Image Comics, the MAXX versus Killer Croc. Okay, that was what won. What won here, okay? And I will be drawing Julie here, cowering here. So why don't I quickly pencil that in? Okay, so I'm actually going to go blue line here. I'm going to go down here. So I'm going to draw Julie here. I'm going to draw her head here like this. And then maybe her arm like this. And then maybe her hand kind of like shielding her face. And then okay, so I'm just drawing her arm here. It's like her arms are like crossed, like she's trying to hide her face here. And then the hair will be going this way like this, down in the corner, so something like that. And then let me just take a look at what her clothes are. And I know she swirled her hair around the MAXX a bit. Oh, buddy. Like, it depends on how long her hair is, John. Let me see. Let me take a look at her hair. Let me see here. Where's the MAXX? More related images. So her hair's, hold on, am I recording on the main camera? No, let me record on the main camera here. Okay, so, Julie, for those of you guys who Don't see Julie. Julie's here. Okay, so I can show you guys Julie. Julie is... This is Julie here. So she has a ponytail, looks like. And... Oh. Oh, this is... Ooh. She's cracking her foot. This is from the MAXX cartoon. I remember this. I remember this. Oh, here's some interesting Julie pictures here. Yeah, so, okay, I'll give her a ponytail. So she would have a ponytail. It's like the hair is kind of covering her eyes. Hey, John, do you remember how old Julie was? Maybe I'll have the hair kind of blowing like that. Okay. Then let me quickly draw in her face. So, I'm going to go ahead and kind of draw her face. Or like, okay. Oh, is it your birthday, Nathan? Happy birthday, Nathan. Happy birthday to you. You even got a half a song there. Look at that. Only from the box office artist will you get half a song. Right. I can't sing as well as Jazza does. But happy birthday, my friend. All the best to you. All the best. May all your dreams come true. Yes, everyone say happy birthday to Nathan. It's his birthday. He decided to join us today in the live feed. Happy birthday, Nathan. Another reason to celebrate, guys. Another reason to celebrate today. Okay, so again, I'm just roughing in where I want some of these details to go, like this. The part of the leg here. So I'll fix the face in a bit, guys. Don't worry. Fix the face. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Well, for me anyway, I could decipher what's going on. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with her leg here. Or maybe I could do this thing with her leg. She could do like, yeah. Okay, so the one knee's like up here like this, the other leg is kind of out, maybe. And then I'll draw the MAXX's leg here. He's like shielding her from the CROC, shielding her from the CROC. Oh, Curtis is here too. How you doing, Curtis? Glad to have you guys here. Okay, so with that, let's get into some black now, guys. My favorites, the black. Sharpie. Break on the Sharpies. Bring on the Sharpies. For Nate's birthday. Let me get a Sharpie that works. Here. Some Sharpies around here. Get some water going. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure the camera's okay here. All right. I actually think I drew Julie a little bit too big here, but that's all right. So now, again, like I said before, the lighting is going to come this way. So everything that I feel will be blocked by the light will be on this side here. So I'm going to start actually blacking some of this in here. Again, no fear. No fear. Trying to go around these muscles here. Like that. Trying to go around. Okay. Then at the same time I'm trying to PJ May says we need to get you sponsored by Sharpie. I think so, Sharpie. Send me some money. Send me Sharpies for life. I'll use them for life. Okay, let me just get another black going on here. Sharpies. Like, I don't expect everyone to use a Sharpie here. Like, I know there are other options. For sure, I'm just comfortable with these. I'm always the guy with the smelly markers. I used to be a part of the studio back in the day. It was called CROC Studios. I'm trying to think if there's anyone famous who came out of CROC Studios. I don't think so. Like, I know guys who work professionally in the industry, but a few of my friends today, they do the convention circuit. We always see each other. But when I was in high school, I was part of the studio called CROC Studios. You actually paid money to be in the studio, and what you got out of it was connections. Connections to publishers, ways to get into conventions. We had tables at conventions. We went there together, so that was free. They paid for the table, so I got to sit at the table and try to sell my stuff back then. So there were little perks, but we paid a little bit of money per month to be there. Some paid $35 a month, some paid $50 a month to be a part of the studio. So that was an interesting system. There were quite a few in Toronto. And then there was a studio called CROC Studios. So with CROC Studios, I remember I was inking this page, CROC Studios, and I got the cheapest, smelliest markers you would ever had in your life. Even more so than the Sharpie. Even more so than the Sharpie. And everyone always made fun of me for that, having the smelliest, cheapest markers. And that's right to this day. So smelliest, cheapest markers, that's me. John says, Julie is 29. Good, good, good. It's better if they are older characters. That helps when I try to draw her. Because it's hard, I'll tell you guys. It's hard, especially when drawing women. You got to be careful with the amount of lines you put when you're drawing women, because you put too many lines and she'll look a lot older than she should be. So it's good to keep that in mind. Right now I'm inking the outside here like this. So you guys can see what I'm doing here. Probably going to give him like a little vein here. See, look at that. I'm adjusting with the Sharpie here. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and try to get these little neck vein details going in here. Again, with the thought that the light's going this way. Okay, all right, so you can see how that's going. Girls don't like having lines. That's true too. Thank you, Hazen. Curtis Shelton says, I'm good just drawing and watching you draw this awesome sketch. Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate that. I'd love to see your drawing too whenever you're finished. I'd love to see it. For sure. By the way, Mike Ruthless earlier today sent me this awesome drawing he did of Transformers. It will look really good, buddy, if you're online right now. Mike, that looked really awesome. Congrats, that looks great. So keep at it, for sure. Do more, I'd love to see more sequentials of your stuff. So here we go. All right. So right now I'm trying to figure out exactly what should be in shadow here. So we got this going here like this. That like that. So it's around 11. I've been going out this for an hour and a half right now. I should really try to step this up here, because you know, as much as you guys would like to be here for 3 hours, I think there's some who probably don't want to be here for 3 hours. So right now I'm working on the outline, as you can tell. The MAXX has a much smoother outline than the CROC here. A lot smoother outline, so I don't mind doing the outline now for him, like that. Now, I might take my time with the CROC for his outline, just because he's going to have a lot of scales and stuff. So. Okay. All right. Okay, Nathan Hurd asks, where can we send our drawings to you so you can see, or do we just tag you? You could do both. You could tag me. Most likely, it probably is better that you mail them to me. But I'll be honest with you guys, like even a lot of you online have sent me drawings. Like PJ has been sending me drawings. I haven't been able to get to everything. And I say in my videos, please send me via Facebook Messenger. That probably is the best place to send me drawings and such like that. But please, please be patient with me. Like I am super behind, and I'm going to be doing the series where I'm going to start drawing over other people's drawings. And I believe I promised PJ that I would be doing his first. Right, PJ? You did the Deathstroke, right, PJ? If I'm not mistaken. So we will see. We'll see. Okay. John says there was always a ton of pure blacks in the MAXX books. Yes, that is true. That is true. Sam Keith likes the black ink. So. Okay. Now, probably gonna add even more black here before I go in with my detail blacks. So right now I'm trying to figure out exactly how this is going to look here. Okay, so let me go put this back on here like this. So I'm just keep turning on the camera here, checking the batteries and all that. Okay, so I'm going to actually get the thicker black going now. Let me get the thicker black going. And PG says, yes, I owe you, buddy. I owe you, my friend. So hopefully sooner than later, for sure. But I think everybody can benefit from the drawovers. And if any of you guys want me to draw over your drawing, I will be doing that series. However, you got to promise me that you'll take my critiques as what they are, critiques, right? You could listen to them, or you could not listen to them. That's up to you. But at the same time, if you send them to me, I'm going to critique them. I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? I'm going to be 100% honest with you, because, I just don't want to feed you, oh, this is great when it's not, type thing. Okay, but I won't just say, oh, this isn't good. Honestly, I won't probably say that at all, but I'll tell you guys how to improve your drawings for sure, so. For sure. And PJ, I'm more than happy to look at your art, for sure. And I apologize, like I'm still trying to figure out this schedule and how I'm going to get these things down. Like I haven't even started my Star Wars stuff yet. I really wanted to start by now, but it is what it is. I got to get all this other stuff done first. So, okay. So now, okay. Because honestly, I understand what it's like, you guys. I've been in your situation before, trying to break into comic books, or even art, or the style of art that you want to do. It's not easy. It is not easy to get people to notice. It's a little bit, well, I wouldn't even say it's a little bit easier now. Like you have, like nowadays, back in my day when I was trying to break in, I sound like an old man. Back in my day, like there was none of the social media stuff. There was message boards. And there was email, but that was, it was hard to get people to reply back to you, for sure, back then. So I definitely know what it's like trying to break in. So anyway, I could help you guys. I will do my best, okay? I will do my best. Okay. Aizen says, can I send you stick figure drawings? And I'm like, sure, why not? Why not? I'm sure they're fancy as stick figures for sure. Okay, so right now, I'm just adding my little hatching lines here to the MAXX. So, just adding some hatching down here, where his abs are, like that. Because all of this should be in shadow, but this is kind of weird here. I'm not liking how this is looking here. I might fix this whole thing. Because I have all this in shadow. This like this chest is like just popping out. So I think I did not put enough black there, but just give me a second. Let's see if I can fix it. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay, Tel, thank you for your being on this long, for sure. Make sure you come by the YouTube channel tomorrow and see the finished project. Tel, thank you for all your suggestions. Okay. So right now, so with that, I think I should step it up a bit because we are, what time is it? Let me check. It's 11:30, so I've been, again, we're about an hour and a half into this right now. So let's step it up. So as you guys know, my pieces, they are usually, whenever I do like the bigger pieces, they can range anywhere from 5 hours to 12 hours. Now I know that you guys aren't going to stay with me for 12 hours today, but this piece is, in all honesty, this piece is a lot more complicated than I originally thought it was going to be tonight, which is a good thing. Like, I'm actually having a ton of fun doing this and having you guys here to watch. So, ow! Sorry, I hit my head. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, guys, my daughter's behind me. She just hit me in the head by accident. That's her finger. She says hi, guys. Okay, Aizen says, oh, bye, DM. Bye, Tel. Yeah, good night, Tel. Everyone say good night to Tel. Thanks for coming, Tel. And thank you for the great suggestion, for sure. That's one thing about the MAXX, guys. This really brought back a lot of memories, drawing this to the days when I was really collecting comic books. Like nowadays, I'll be honest, guys, nowadays I haven't really picked up a book in a while. Like I've been in comic book shops. I think the most recent comic books I bought were like when Marvel started coming out with the Star Wars one again. Like I bought a few of those, but I don't buy anything regular now. If there's something that's interesting, I might go and pick it up. But not like the old days where I would go there every Wednesday and then just get everything I saw. For sure. Aizen asks, can you guess my age? No, I cannot. And I won't because I can't see you. So, and if you're Filipino, you'll look 15 no matter what. So, okay. So let me just going back and forth here, guys. Just trying to add little details here and there. Make me happy. Okay. Adomas asking, what's my favorite comic book character? Let me think here. I'm trying to think of everything that I read. Because, you know, like I'd pick up, you know, like I could say the classic answers like Wolverine or any of those type of guys who are fantastic characters, right? But I never really read Wolverine like religiously, you know? I never really... I'm trying to think of the books that I actually picked up and I actually read. Because when I was younger, I'd only really pick up the books for the artwork. I'd pick up the books because I love the art. So I'd pick up anything Jim Lee. I'd pick up anything that Travis Charest did, which wasn't much at the time. So it better be Deadpool. I did love Deadpool. I did love Deadpool. Deadpool was always an awesome character. And I'll be honest, guys, I was a fan of Rob Liefeld back in the day, too. I love this stuff. Here's the thing. You know, a lot of people don't like his stuff, and I can totally understand why. I know why people don't like his feet and all that. But I respect him a lot more now as a business person because I've actually seen him work at conventions. Like, he gets a bad rap all the time. But I've seen him work at conventions, and the hustle that guy has, it's something to look up to for sure. So maybe I don't look up to him art style, but I do look up to him in terms of the way he's hustling his career and all that. Well, with the exception of Steel Iron Artists and all that kind of stuff back in the day, but we won't get into that. Aizen is 2.5. Okay, good for you. Then you wouldn't be able to read. Oh, sorry. I got you mixed up. Sorry, man. Let's go up. Okay. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Feels a little bit better. Are you 2.5, Aizen? You're right. You type very well for 2.5. All right, now. Hold on, let me check if I'm still recording properly, which I am. Okay, let's get some of this stuff done here. As you can tell, this hatching is taking a while. And this isn't even the complicated character. This is the complicated character over here. So let's get this guy working right. Okay, now try and understand my question. They don't come across easy to read because of my dyslexia. But no, it's okay. No worries. Have you ever followed someone's tutorial to help you improve? Example, me, Mark Curley, help me understand. Oh, let's see more. Hold on. How to do point perspective drawings. Have I ever looked in terms of actual drawing? The answer is no. But then again, back then they didn't really have step-by-step tutorials. No, that's not true. I used to read what's it called? Stanley's How to Draw Comics, The Marvel Way. The Marvel Way. I looked at that a lot when it came to what's it called? Composing pages and stuff like that. But really, back then, when I was trying to break into comics, there wasn't much. There wasn't much step-by-step tutorials on how to do this stuff. All there was trying to look at artists and trying to copy them, really, or try to mimic their kind of style. So there wasn't anyone like that. Now, the difference was when I started taking like computer animation, I would definitely look at tutorials, like step-by-step, to try to figure out how to do certain things. But of course, guys like Mark Curley, they're great, fantastic resources. Mark Curley's the man. He's the OG. You know, he is the man. So who better to learn from than Mark Curley for sure. Now talking about guys I would love to do a collab with. I highly respect everything he's done on YouTube and all his work for sure. So in terms of drawing, the answer is no. The answer is no. But mostly because there was nothing there. If Jim Lee's had a book, How to Draw Like Jim Lee, of course, I'd be the first one in line to buy that book. But, like, who wouldn't, right? So. Okay, so. Okay, guys. Oh, I'm gonna have to try to pick and choose my spots here because if I do everything I kind of want to do with this thing, we're going to be here forever. Okay. You know, sometimes I would add lines like these guys just to define shape for me. I would add little lines like that just to define, okay, it's going around there. So, okay, so I apologize for the static. I'm not sure why there's static here. Anyone else affected by the static? And those who are not, it'd be interesting to find out. I apologize if you guys are having trouble hearing me. Okay, so sometimes I would add lines like this just to really reinforce, hey guys, this is the way the muscle is going. Okay, so right now I'm trying to draw this arm here. Yes, Mark Curly rocks. So Lee, I am drawing a 1990s character, Image Comics character. His name's the MAXX, and he is fighting Killer Croc here. So that's what we decided when this Facebook Live first started about an hour and 45 minutes ago. So I let those people on here decide. So, oh, thank you, John. That's a great compliment. Like Jack Kirby, he's a classic. He's the man. So, okay. So with that, you know what, I'm gonna start on this Killer Croc here. Yeah, I could probably go like 3 hours just on the MAXX himself. I could go 3 hours on him, but we don't have 3 hours here. Again, this is supposed to be a sketch. And like all my sketches, I'm always turning them into finished drawings. So might as well. Right now I'm adding my trademark dents here. I won't call them trademark. I got this from Stephen Platt. So my little dots. Just adding dots all over the place. Dots, 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 dots. Okay, I'll come back to that later on. Let's get going to Killer Croc here. Killer Croc. Oh, yes, he did. Kirby did use a lot of blacks. Thank you, John. No, I'm gonna go in here like this. So again, the lighting is coming this way. So I'm trying to figure out how I want this lighting to go here. So what kind of shadows we're gonna have here. So we're gonna have a shadow here like this. And a shadow under this eyebrow here. Okay. So I think we will be able to see this cheekbone. Okay, and now Lee says, do you have any tips for starting to draw people in poses? Okay, did you check out my tutorial on Jazz's channel? I think that helps. That helps, but that's more like kind of this fighting style. But again, if you're just starting out drawing people in poses, you can't go wrong with looking at life. Again, I'm stressing that, guys. There's nothing wrong with looking at references. Okay, so I would suggest open up a magazine or go down to the park and actually just draw people. Draw people walking by. Draw people, you know, just doing daily activities. And you'll get better. You'll get better for sure. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, right now I'm working on the ear here, and again, I'm just making it up as I go along. Oops. Page is moving here. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the bigger Sharpie. With the bigger Sharpie, and I'm going to go in. We are back. Okay, guys, let me reiterate the reason why I think Facebook Live keeps stopping is because I think it only lets me do like about an hour at a time. I think we are hitting the 2-hour mark here. And I thank you guys who have been with me for 2 hours. It's really cool that you consider it worth yeah. No, your video didn't freeze. It's because of my video. I think that the video has been on for so long that after a while Facebook Live says, that's enough. So I think that's what happened there. So we'll just keep going. Let's finish this guy off. I keep saying that, and I'm nowhere near finishing this guy off. So, or at least to the level that I'm happy with. Again, this is supposed to be more like a sketch. It's not turning out that way because I am having too much fun. Too much fun doing it. So right now I'm just filling in the major blacks for the Killer Croc character here. Now, one reason why I'm doing the thick blacks first for him, okay, and I'm talking like the really, really thick blacks, is because this guy's going to have umpteenth more detail than him. He will be. So, Mickey Carmo, how you doing, Mickey? Were you on before, earlier? Would you be mad if I started to draw like you? Absolutely not. I take that as a high compliment if you started to draw like me. For sure. Doesn't get me mad at all. If I didn't want people to not copy my style, I wouldn't have gone on YouTube in the first place. For sure, right? So, I'm just putting the heavy blacks in right now. Putting the heavy blacks in because this guy will have so much scaly detail on him. This guy will have so much scaly detail that I'm just doing a lot of black more to hide it. More to hide a lot of the details. So, yeah. Have I ever drawn the quintessence? No, I have not, and I would like to. I would definitely love to. Hopefully one day soon, we will see. You know, I actually went and I told IDW that that most likely I probably won't do like a regular title anymore. I can't do a regular full 24-page comic book anymore. Like I just don't have it in me. I'm not young anymore. Like really, it's a young man's game to do comic books. It's like it's hard for me to do the all-nighters. Like I need sleep. I'm getting old. but I told them if a short story or like maybe 1 or 2 issue type thing, I'd be more than willing to do. So we're in talks right now about possibly me doing some stuff for them. If anything, maybe even just covers to start off with. But we'll see. Quintessence. You know what I think I would kill on is if I did like a Unicron versus Primus miniseries. Wouldn't that be cool? I would kill myself, but I think it would be cool for sure. I think it would be really awesome. Okay, so right now I'm just quickly adding in blacks to these things. Okay. So Randy Sebastian says hi, and he asked a good question. But I actually answered this question a little bit earlier. But again, aside from my artistic influences, because the artists I mentioned a little bit earlier in the feed today, they were like my stylistic influences. And again, those were Dave Finch, Stephen Platt, Travis Charest. Those were the big three for me when it comes to my actual drawing style. But in terms of artists that I looked up to, that's actually a little bit different. I would look up to guys like Brian Hitch for sure. He was a little bit late when he was doing Ultimates, but I loved his style in Ultimates, and he worked his butt off to be, he did an issue of Death's Head in literally 4 days. Like literally 4 days, okay? I think Monday to Thursday, he did 24 pages. And he almost died of exhaustion. Like literally, almost died of exhaustion after that was done. And he still tried to go to the bar after. But that guy, like, he paid his dues. He paid his dues to get where he was. So him, of course, my man Jim Lee, any of the image creators, like they were huge. I was huge fans of all of those guys, even though I didn't necessarily draw like them. I would definitely look up to them for sure. I would definitely look up to them. So guys like Todd McFarlane, Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee. Like, I would be lying if I said I didn't try to draw like Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri, but they weren't my main influence to my current style, for sure. Who else? Alex Ross. Loved Alex Ross back in the day. Steve McNiven, a little bit, well, for me, that's a little bit sooner. Because, you know, when we were looking for an on-time Travis Charest, at the beginning, Steve McNiven was the on-time Travis Charest. But, he really did develop his own style afterwards. So he's no longer Travis Charest. He was Steve McNiven after a while. So okay, so that's one good thing about black. You can hide a lot of stuff. You can hide everything. And then sometimes, you know, it's just like, you know, when you watch a good horror movie. Sometimes the best horror is when you actually don't see the bad things happening because your mind actually makes it up. Same thing sometimes when it comes to drawing is like in this black area here, you don't know what's going on here. And it could be really cool depending on what you see in the other parts. So sometimes it's better to let the audience make that part up in their head. And you get to hide stuff. So, or even get the drawing done quicker like I'm doing right now. So, all right. Okay, so I'm just trying to finish that up. Finish that up here. Okay, so I'm still wondering if I want this bicep to be this far out. I don't think I do. I want this to be in a little bit. Let me get the fat Sharpie going. And again, guys, I'm trying to speed this up a little bit. I'm trying to speed it up because we're already past 2 hours. And I definitely didn't think we were going to go this far. I think the last stream we did, when we did the Artie games, it was roughly about 2 hours long. But again, this is a little bit more complicated than that Artie games one. For sure. Whoa, I dropped my pen. And of course, I wore white pants today. Riz asks, have you ever actually drawn a horror icon before? Jason, Michael Myers, etc.? The answer is no, I have not. And that would be a lot of fun to do. I actually had a lot of fun drawing that zombie. So to draw a horror comic with gore and all that kind of stuff, that would be really interesting to do, for sure. So right now, guys, what I'm doing, I am rendering Killer Croc the way I would if he didn't have scales. So I'm starting him off like this, and then I'm going to add all the scales and all the small detail a little bit later on. But right now I'm rendering him as if his skin is smooth, and then I'm going to go back and then add all the scaling detail. Okay? So right now I am drawing his bicep here. Okay. Mickey asks, does the Sharpie ink ever spread beyond the lines you intend to draw? And if so, how do you adjust for lines that you did not mean to draw? The answer is no. Actually, the Sharpie's pretty good when it comes to that kind of thing. That's one of the reasons why I still use Sharpies to this day. That doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. I make a lot of them, as you can see sometimes here. And then most of the time I'm able to make them work, or they're so subtle that it's not even worth me trying to fix them. Or if there's lines that just don't work, worst comes to worst, I can always use whiteout at the end of the day. So I'm not too worried about it. So that's one thing about when you're doing like what I'm doing here, guys, and you're going straight to ink. If I don't suggest it. I don't suggest starting off going straight to ink. I'm doing this because I'm more comfortable with it than I used to be, for sure. Like back in the day when I was working at comics, I never worked in ink at all. I was using 2H pencil like everyone else, doing the 2H pencil thing. And then the inkers were using India ink, and I never used India ink at all. So, but now, you know, I'm just comfortable with this. So, how do you get it so your hand is so steady? Lee is asking, and in all honesty, it's confidence. It's just confidence. That's all it is. When you have confidence, you don't mind. Just do a thing, and you go a lot faster when you're confident in your lines. And when you're doing a lot faster, you have less room for mistakes. Like when I do like stippling things like this, you know, it helps me a lot that I'm confident in those lines. So. Okay, so, I need to change the battery pack, guys. Just give me 1 minute here. Just change the battery pack. Okay, now I'm going to go back here and then try to fix these claw thingies in the back, or get some more detail going in them. Okay. Oops, I didn't even press record, did I? Did I? Oh, no, I did. I did. Definitely did there. So. So now, what am I doing here? I'm working on the shoulder. You can see that. Okay, Lee Stanley says, oh, let's go to Aizen first. Aizen says, I just got a figure drawing book from Andrew Loomis. Do you think it's a good place to start? 1 to 10. I haven't seen it. I've heard of Andrew Loomis, but I don't think I've ever seen his book. I've heard of him. I haven't seen his book, so I can't tell you that right now. You know, I'll see. It depends on your skill. It all depends on your skill. Like, I don't know your skill, Aizen, nor do I know his. So every little bit helps. Like, I think you can learn a lot from every single artist out there, the way he works. Not even when their style isn't the same as your own. I think everyone has a method of working that everyone can benefit from. Now you could you know, either where you're going to say, hey, I'm gonna do that with my work, or you're going to say, hey, I would never do that with my work. I think we can learn from everybody in that sense. So I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. Lee Stanley says, whenever I try to draw something, I always feel that it has to be perfect, so I end up erasing it. Can you help me with that? Nope, I cannot, because I do the same thing. Okay? Well, here's the deal. When you start actually working professionally, you will find you won't have time to do that. You won't have time. Most comic book artists, and this is be very frank with you guys, most comic book artists, whenever they are drawing a comic book, it's usually 70% of what they actually want to do on that comic book page. 70%. With the exception of maybe like 3 pages. 3 pages, that's the first week they're on the book. That's when they're the most excited about the book. But then the rest of the pages are them trying to make up the deadline. Okay? So most of the time, depending on the artist, you're looking at about 70%. If you want to work in comic books, you have to learn how to settle. A lot of the times, you have to learn how to settle with what with what you do, and you hope what you do is good enough they'll bring you back for the next book. But you have to try to make sure that your 70% of what you could draw is good enough to hold a monthly book. Because there are times, guys, when I was in comic books, there were times you had to do 4 pages a day. You just had to. And when you're there, you don't have time to erase everything. It's more you got to go with what you have. So that's one of those things, man, for sure. Riz Matthew O Fernando says, "Do you actually have an original character or character of your own?" I am working on some. I am working on some. I'm trying to figure out the best way to reveal them to you guys or reveal them on my channel, because they are personal IP. I want to make sure everything is nice and copyrighted first before I do anything with them. But yes, I do have my own personal IP, and again, that's one of the reasons why I quit my job, to see what I could do with my own IP right now. Because I know, probably at first I can't make any money with them right now, but I want to see where I could go with them for sure. I want to see how that goes. So, okay. Time to get Julie in. John really wants Julie in there. It's coming, John. It's coming. Relax, relax. So, Kajun. Hi, Kajun. How are you doing, buddy? I miss you. Miss you. It's Junebug there. He's an old friend of mine from when I was living in Vancouver. Very, very good friend of mine. Him and his family. So it's good to see you here, buddy. Good to see you here, Paul. So I'm trying to finish that off there. Okay, so let me, John, let me finish off at least his hands first, and then I'll get to Julie. Okay, I promise. All right. Lee Stanley says, "What is your favorite movie of all time?" Rocky. Let's go with Rocky. Rocky is one of my favorites, for sure. Like, the classics. Back to the Future. I think I saw Back to the Future with my dad. That's probably one of my favorites too. Back to the Future. I saw that with my dad in the theater. When we were growing up, we wasn't the richest family in the world, so it was very rare we actually got to the movie theater. But that's one of the movies. I think that and The Karate Kid. Those were the two movies that I went to the theater and would watch with my dad. So it's more nostalgic, but also they're great movies too. Okay, so Felix says, "Loomis, help me as a beginner quite a bit." So good. I'm pretty sure I should check him out for sure. PJ says, "How do you recommend marketing yourself? There's no real conventions in Australia, so I rely on Facebook and other social media," and that's the way to do it, man. It's the way to do it. That's the good thing about today's day and age. You don't need to go to a convention. Honestly, you don't need to go to conventions nowadays. You really don't. It can help, depending on the type of person you are. I'll admit to you guys, I will actually have a special interview with a comic book editor. I won't say who, but he was an editor for Marvel and DC, and I'm actually going to put that on my channel probably in the next couple of weeks. And I asked him about that, and he has some answers that were really cool, and answers that I wish I knew when I was working at comic books. But he was an editor for Marvel and X-Men and all that stuff. So I asked him those type of questions. So hopefully that could benefit you guys. So I'm hoping not this week, but maybe the week after, the next week, I will have that interview up on that Monday. So a week from Monday, I will have an interview with an editor, and you guys got to watch that one, especially if you want to get into comic books. That's a great one to watch. Okay, so Nathan Hurt says, "Great, Scott." Thank you, Nathan. So let me just finish off the Croc's hand here. Now the Croc, I really want to put those scales in, but I'm actually going to try to finish these hands first, then rough out Julie, then I'm going to finish up with the scales on Croc here. Okay, and then we'll try to wrap this up. Again, looking at this right now, guys, this should have been a 6-hour piece at least, but I think we'll try to wrap it up in 3. We'll try to wrap it up in 3 hours here. Okay. See, that's one thing with these doing black. You have something to cover everything with. Trying to cover up detail, so I won't have to put the detail later on. Right. There we go. Right. Yeah. Robert says that's cool. Thank you so much. Aizen says I'm a beginner. Good. Then those books should help you immensely, my friend. For sure. You know, we all got to start somewhere, for sure. By the way, Lee Stanley says, have you ever seen Doctor Who? And the actual answer is no, I have not. No incarnation of Doctor Who I haven't seen. So, I'll be honest with you guys, but like right now, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't. More time-wise, I don't have the time. If I watch anything, usually it's YouTube videos. And usually it's like movie pundits I like watching. I like watching movie pundits. That's why you'll see I have a lot of collabs actually with people in the movie space. Which actually might not have been the best decision. Like, people have come over from their channels, but most of them, like, even though they are into geek culture, they're not really into, like, drawing videos at all. So, for those of you aspiring to be YouTube artists, try to go for people that are more into your target market. Okay, so let's go back to just trying to figure out where's the best place to put detail here. And I'll try to fix this and add the scales a little bit later. But let me just finish this one hand here on this side. And then we'll go for that, okay? Let's see here. Okay, so okay, that's cool. Nathan Hertz says, go off to work. Hopefully you'll be doing this when I get there so I can watch you till you finish. We'll see, my friend. We'll see. But again, if this will be up on my YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you missed this, and the Facebook Live will be up for a while. So, Aizen says, I'm getting sleepy. That's weird because I normally sleep at 7 a.m. Okay. That's my talking, man. Makes you sleepy. Christopher says, love the figure drawing video. Thank you so much. Deb says, what about your favorite superhero? I never fully answered that question, did I? Let's go with Spawn. Spawn. I'll go with Spawn. If I had to pick one. Spawn. The original Spawn. Al Simmons Spawn. That was one of my favorites. Oh, I also liked Bedrock. You guys remember Bedrock from Youngblood? I like it when kids they turn into superheroes. Very Shazamish. So I'm also trying to think. I'm trying to jog my memory. I'm also trying to think like the honest truth answer. Like I could actually go and say Captain America, Iron Man, all that stuff. But to be honest, I never read those books when I was growing up. I never did. So let's see here. Just looking here. John says, I watch Game of Thrones, The Flash, and Supergirl and Arrow. All of those are great choices. All my friends watch those shows. I don't, and they make fun of me every single day for not watching those shows. Luigi asks, I want to learn how to draw. Where should I start? You can start by actually picking up a pencil and actually drawing. Again, man, Luigi, draw from life. Draw everything you see. Okay, drawing's fun. So draw what you like to draw. Okay, so if you like superheroes, start drawing superheroes. Start off with that. Try to draw superheroes. But again, don't ignore the fundamentals. Try going outside and just drawing everything you see. It's a great experience. Go to the zoo. Try drawing animals, stuff like that. Just draw life. Draw life. It's a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun for sure. Lee asks, who here has seen Deadpool? Me! Deadpool was a lot of fun, for sure. What else? Oh, Antonio says, nope, you said Spawn. That's all that matters. There you go. Nope, gotta be Spawn. Gotta be Spawn. I should draw Spawn one of these days. I'd love to draw Spawn. Because he had those chains, right? I gotta draw Spawn with 1,000,000 chains. That's what I'm gonna do probably next. I might do that as one of my most detailed drawings ever. Just I'll do Spawn, but I'm gonna have him have all these chains that go around him, like infinite amount of chains. That'd be amazing. I think I should do that. I should do that. Record. Okay, just going back to your comments again. Here, I think there was one I missed here. Christopher asks, are you looking into doing another creator-owned comic again someday? And the answer is, well, it might not be a comic book, but I think to sell things as properties, you need some sort of outlet. Like I have some properties that are creator-owned that I'm developing right now, and I'm trying to find new ways to get those properties out there and have a fan base, but without doing a comic book. I'd like to turn the comic book and turn it upside its head, actually. And I have some ideas of that I'm working out that I'll share with you guys when I'm a little bit closer to executing. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Felix says, are you familiar with Nova? Yes, of course I'm familiar with Nova. He's a great character, too. I used to love, I used to read New Warriors from Marvel. I picked that up, the Patrick Zurcher run of New Warriors. But I'll be honest again with you, sometimes I'll pick up a book just to see if I could draw things or draw them better than the current artist. and New Warriors was one of those things. I always wanted to draw New Warriors at Marvel, but I never got the chance to draw New Warriors at Marvel. So right now I'm working on this big claw here. Dem says, do you watch Japanese anime like One Punch Man or Slam Dunk? The answer is currently no. Currently no. I liked, I like the classics, like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, all those kind of things. I worked for a company called Dreamwave, as you guys know. Very, very anime. Well, that's what they did. They ripped off animes. Let's be honest here. That's what they did with all of their stuff. Warlands, Dark Minds, all of them were pretty much rip-offs of anime in one form or another. Neon Cyber, all of them were rip-offs. Neon Cyber was Akira. Like they never really outright said it. They never said that to me, but you could tell, right? But I haven't kept up with the new stuff. It's again, it's a lot harder for me to follow anything new nowadays. So, okay, so this claw, I'm just finishing up some of this claw here. Okay, now I'm gonna get to Julie. All right, there you go. There, just for you, John. Kayan says, what's your real name, by the way? That is my real name. James is my real name. Don't worry. James Reyes, that's my real name and my pen name. Okay, don't worry. Let's see. John wants help for his Nightfall series. Hint, hints. Well, let's see. Caleb says, are you ever into Warcraft stuff, like the art books and comics? Yeah, the art books, definitely. I've seen a few of them. I love the designs of Warcraft, right? I've never played it, though. I have never, ever played Warcraft, though I should start because I have a big following in China. I have a huge following in China, and China, they love Warcraft. So, and more to be and stay in tune with my fans in China, if anything. So, all right. So let's get to the girl here. Let me find my one. Find my one here, and then I'm gonna start drawing her here. So I'm gonna have her eyes closed here, John. Speaking specifically to John. Okay, and then her eyebrows. She's like, no. So again, guys, when it comes to drawing girls, especially when it comes to the face, you rarely hear me say this. Rarely hear me say this. Less is more when it comes to drawing girls, because of the main fact that the more lines you add when drawing a girl, the more she looks older. That's just my experience. Whenever I draw females, He just looks older whenever I draw extra lines. So don't bother. I don't bother anymore. Now things like hair, no problem. Clothes, no problem. Add as many lines as you want. But when it comes to the face, leave it. Because the moment I have like under the eye, all that kind of stuff, like little stretch, like maybe I will do like something like this. Maybe I'll do something like that, but that's as far as I go. Let me just make sure I'm filming on the main camera, and I am. Here, okay. Okay, so, oh, Riz says probably the whole Asia loves Warcraft. That is true. That is very true. So I gotta get doing some Warcraft stuff for sure. But I want to finish all my Overwatch stuff first before I do that. Asia loves Overwatch too. So. Okay, so now I'm gonna start drawing a hair. Christopher says, I have a character that wears hybrid armor with luminescent lights down the side of the arms. How would you render that? Can you send a pic? Can I send you a pic of him? Thanks for the help. Okay, for sure. If you guys want to send me like, well, here's the thing. It's tricky with original character designs. Like, I don't want to. Let me think about that first, Christopher. Before that, let me see if I can help you just verbally first before you guys send me like original character designs because. One, I don't want to get in trouble if, like, for example, if any of my characters accidentally looks like any of yours. Like, I want to protect myself as well as all of you guys. Like, I know you guys probably won't sue me or anything. But, you know, just legally, just in case, maybe it's better I don't see your original characters, guys. Unless it's, like, public domain already. If you have it out in the public, then, yeah, why not? But if you know what I mean, right, Christopher? But maybe I can help you. By like doing a design of my own with something similar to that, so you could see how I would do that. So I'm trying to think of someone with like luminescent lights on the side. Like when you think of light sources, then you would think about how light would affect, and it would also depend on your art style too. What kind of art style that you are going with, because that could be something that just could be accomplished in color. Like you wouldn't even have to do anything. You'll let the colorist figure out how that lighting is going to go. So. It's one of those type of things. So I'm just adding some hair detail here. Okay. Okay, so Manga Studio digitally, John Mayer says. Manga Studio, are you talking about the drawing program there? John? Yeah. I haven't used Manga Studio. I hardly draw on the computer. Like I've done it before, but it's really not my thing. I'm not really used to it. Lee is going to bed. Say, okay, good night, Lee. Thank you for staying as long as you did. You've been on for quite a while, for sure. So thank you for watching. And hopefully you can catch the final when it goes up on the channel tomorrow. So thank you so much, Lee. Oh yeah, so and just set it more cartoon style. Again, if that's the case, Christopher, that it's that kind of style, then for sure that'd be something the colorist would do. Definitely wouldn't be something like because then you wouldn't have stuff like this. You definitely wouldn't have stuff like this, for sure. Maybe you would have some solid black in there, but you definitely wouldn't have like stuff like that. So it's one of those type of things. I forgot what this girl's costume looks like. Let me just quickly look at it. I'll be going for 2.5 hours now, guys. So thank you for all of these who actually saw from the beginning. That's incredible that you guys stuck around, for sure. Now she has, in some instances, she has this cut off top here. So maybe I'll do that here. So I'll give her like a crop top here. Okay. Then we get little folds here. And this arm looks a little thick now. Kurt asks, do I apply anatomy when I draw? Yes, I do. It's just, you know, it's subconscious at this point. It's subconscious. Like, I know where everything is. Like, I took technical illustration, so I know the muscles pretty well. So it's more second nature type stuff now to me. So I don't, like, I know where the shoulders are. I know where, you know, where the muscles meet and all that kind of stuff, right? So I absolutely do. Now, does that mean I don't make mistakes sometimes when it comes to anatomy? Of course I do. But for the most part, you know, I don't have to worry too much about that kind of thing. So, okay, a little bit cut off there. Now this is the time I wish this arm was a little bit smaller. I wish this arm was actually, might be a little too thick. Here, like that. Hold on. Just getting my reference back again. How do you draw the nose properly? I think, yeah, Riz, I think I'm going to do my tutorial this week will be about the human face. I think that will be my topic this week. We will see. Or at least the way that I draw a human face for comic books. Or something like that. So I will answer that then. Because there's a, you know, that's a very in-depth answer, for sure. Kurt says he has problems when he applies anatomy. All I can do is a simple pose. You know, again, Kurt, it's like, it's practice. It's all practice. But sometimes it's like, you know, just draw. Just draw and see what comes out, and then you can try to adjust and fix later. Same thing when it comes to perspective. You know, sometimes it's better just get the ideas on the paper, and then we'll worry about, you know, getting the lines right after. Okay, so actually in the camera, you don't see her legs here in the main camera. So instead, now I'm thinking, instead, I'm trying to think how I want her arms to. Oh, okay, I think I did this wrong. See, I made a mistake here already. And this is actually a line I might white out here. I'm having her arm, I wanted her arm to wrap around her head. So now I'm going to draw her fingers. And it's always risky when I draw, because I don't want it to look like a claw. Claws are easy because they can look deformed. Yeah. That looks weird. I'm going to have to do some fixing. I'm going to have to do some white outing with this arm here. Not happy with that, but I will fix that in a bit. Let me finish the other stuff first. Pick your poison, my friends. You broke her arm. I did. I broke her arm. You're right. How do you copyright comic characters? Yeah, again, yeah, that's. I think that could be a video all itself. How to copyright comic book characters itself. I'm still learning too, so I don't want to give you any information that would be wrong. So let me hold off on that because I'm working on that right now. So once I find out, I'll let you guys know. Okay, but maybe Jazza would be a little bit better to answer that question than me. I'm pretty sure he copyrighted the Tale Teller right now. Yeah, I think it would be, for those of you who watched Draw with Jazz, I was actually thinking about doing a Tale Teller thing tonight. Like I was gonna do my version of the Tale Teller, but this is a lot of fun too. So now I'm drawing her in. Okay, so there she is. Oh, I forgot to draw her hair. Forgot to draw her hair. So her hair is going to be waving around like this. Around like that. So as you can tell, I'm not too worried about these extra lines that I put in here. But I will have to fix those lines in her arm. There's no getting around that. I got to fix those. So okay. Let's see here. Don't forget the ponytail. Thank you, John. I forgot. So that's why I'm fixing that right now. Kurt Harder asks, are you using the color pencil as a guide? That blue thing? Yes, it is. That is a guide. And again, it's a very, very rough guide. Just enough for me so I know proportionally everything is going to be okay. But even then, sometimes things get a bit off. So, but it's very, very loose, very rough guide because I like doing things in the ink because that's the fun part. For me, this is the fun part, doing the little details like this. Okay. BRWN. Is that how you say your name? BRWN? He said, that's very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. So right now, I'm outlining. Okay, so I'm not too worried about this part because I'm going to fill it. This is mostly black anyway. That's all going to be black. I'm going to black that whole thing out. Again, that's one good thing about doing heavy blacks. Fix mistakes. Fix them as they go. There you go. Like that. Okay, Riz, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel tomorrow for the finished project for sure. Oops. So, with that, this whole thing will probably be black. So that's why I'm going really heavy on the blacks here. Okay. So I gotta finish this off, guys. It's already late. We've been going for how long now? How have we been going? It's 12:30, so it's been 2.5 hours. Oh, Alex, buddy. My buddy Alex Milne is here, guys. Check him out. Please check out my buddy Alex. He's here. He's my bro, and he's currently doing a lot of Transformer stuff. Please go check him out. Thank you for being here, buddy. No critiques, eh? I think you see most of the mistakes, buddy, for sure. Cartoonist Freely Abrigo goes, some artists doing a thick line out. I'm assuming you're meaning these thick lines here, and you're wondering why I'm doing that. Well, first of all, I'm doing it to hide things. Okay. Second of all, this is one thing that we learned in technical illustration, and my buddy Alex knows exactly what I'm talking about here. Whenever you draw edges, the edges of a character or edges of a table or whatever, that's when you add a thicker line, and that helps makes things pop a little bit. I heard a person say the good way, and I explained this in my other live feed before, a good way to know where the thick line should be. Imagine there's a spider that's crawling across here, crawling across her arm, and when the spider disappears, that's the line. That's where the edge is, and that's where you have to put that thicker line. Yeah. Okay. So, BR way in. You gotta tell me how to pronounce your name, buddy. Who is that? That's not Doomsday. This is the MAXX. 1990s, the MAXX versus Killer Croc. Though he looks like Demon right now, but because I haven't put his scales yet. But I will put his scales eventually in a little bit. But so I'm just finishing off Julie here. Okay. Kurt Hurd asks, what's your YouTube channel name, by the way? Same as my Facebook name. So youtube.com/theboxofficeartist. I also have a daily vlog channel, but I haven't posted in like quite a few days for my daily vlog channel. That has been totally neglected this week. But the people who've been watching me on that channel, they've been very supportive of everything I'm doing, so they understand. But I will be getting back on that train very, very soon. Probably on Monday. So just Bree. But okay, so I will do this here. You know, today in Toronto it's hot, but not as hot as China. My buddy Alex, if he's still on, he knows. He knows. He was with me. We'd go out for 2 minutes, and it would be like we took a shower. We were full of sweat. It's so hot in China. Okay, so there you go. See, I'm using the black to hide things or fix things. That's what I'm doing here. But again, I will still have to go in here and fix some of these lines here because... See, usually I would leave this blacking out to the end, but I'm using this black outline as a way to correct things. So that's why I'm doing it now. Usually I would save it. But just for this part here, I'm actually doing it now. Okay, so here apart the Sharpie, and Alex is pulling his hair out, watching me do the Sharpie thingy. Okay, here we go. So that's what I'm doing for her. Okay, so let me take a step back here. I'm going to take a step back and see what I can do. Like we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Let me just make sure I'm recording on the main channel, and we are. Okay, the little things I have to fix first. First of all, I have to draw his hand. I have to draw his hand here. Let's get that out of the way. And then it's a matter of finishing off. And then we'll finish off, and then we are done for tonight and this celebration. 10,000 subscriber celebration. So with that, so his forearm would be here. So I'm trying to think what would actually be in shadow and what would not be. Here. I'll take my favorite fat Sharpie here. Just fill that in. Okay. Okay. By the way, my buddy Alex, if he's still on, I actually did an interview with him about our experiences in the comic book industry. So that will be out in a few weeks. Alex didn't even know this yet. So This coming Monday, that it won't be this coming Monday. The week after that will be John Barber's interview. The week after that will be Alex's interview, and he has some great stuff, great advice for all of you guys, especially if you're trying to break into comic books. Like, we have lots of stories together, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go here like this. You know, whenever I'm drawing something, hey guys, if you're watching this, I don't know what happened, it froze, and you guys should feel my phone. My phone feels like it's on fire right now. I could cook eggs on this guy. So for those of you who are returning, thank you for returning. I know I've been on for a long time now, but we're going to finish this guy up here. I'm going to finish him up. Okay, so what do we have left to do? Not much. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Like, it's pretty much all blacks that I got to fill in, but I'm going to go in here and actually start putting detail. I'm going to start putting more detail on the Killer Croc here. Let me just get the camera to agree with me here. Okay, sorry guys, sorry again. The camera froze, and I don't know if it was because it was an hour already or because the, I'll tell you, the camera feels, it's hot. The camera's hot. But let me see if the time here, oh, it's 12:40, that's why. I'm almost going 3 hours here, coming on 3 hours here. But let me start getting some detail going on with this Killer Croc here. So the way I'm going to do it here, so I'm going to start drawing some scales in here. But you don't want to go overboard with these scales, okay? Because the moment you do, things will start getting lost. They will start getting lost. Am my card full? Is that why here? My thing keeps... No, it's not full. Okay. So you want to concentrate your areas of detail here. So, for example, I'm drawing these scales here, but I'm going to keep them close to where the light source is ending. So I'm concentrating them more around, for example, here, around the bottom of the eyebrow here. Okay? Like, I could fill this whole thing in, but then a lot of it would just get lost. So no point to do that. Okay? Especially like I won't call this a quick sketch, but again, this is not as of a finished drawing as I'd like it to be. So Nathan says it looks awesome. Thank you, buddy. Are you work now, Nathan? You work already? So I keep adding these little scale thingies here like this. Okay, and then some detail there. I'm going to go here and add more scales here. So again, this kind of detail here, the scales, it's very subtle. It's a very, very subtle thing. You don't want it to overtake the structure here. And I'll admit to you, on this piece, I could work an extra 4 or 5 hours on this piece, easily. And be perfectly happy doing it too. But I want to finish this off because it's late. And I do want you guys to see this finished. So, or semi-finished anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, going to add more here. I'm going to add a little bit more here. Okay, I'm going to add more scales here. Maybe I'll add like one big, like pimple-like scale here along with another one. But I'm going to concentrate more on the shadow area here. Okay, so we're coming to it, guys. We're coming to it. Let's get this guy almost finished. Okay, and again, I wish I could work on this a little bit more. But it's getting to the point where, okay, we're getting to the good enough point, guys. Good enough. So I'm just adding a little bit finer details here. Okay. Let's see if I could. Okay, because really to finish this off at the end, I'm going to just go ahead and go black crazy and get this all finished up. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to finish off by doing these leg bits here. So again, this is a situation where I'm not sure that there would actually be light on this side because the light's coming from here. If anything, this might be in darkness. But I'm going to cheat just a tiny bit here. Just a tiny, just a tad. Just a tad. Then I'm going to add CROC's leg here. But that's all you're going to get from CROC's leg here, like this. Okay, and the rest will be in black. And I'm actually will be adding some speed lines in here, but I think I will do that with white out. Okay, so I'll show you guys that in a second here. So, awesome textures, Pit. Not exactly Pit, Mike. Although I should have drawn Pit. No, this is the MAXX. I should have put Pit in here too. That would be really awesome if I put Pit in here. Okay. So you can notice sometimes I'll add these white lines here because I want these black outlines to stand out. Okay, the only times that you don't see me do black out, bring this black all the way to the edge here is when I make mistakes. Okay, usually I will leave like this the tiniest bit of white along the outline, like I'm doing here. I'll leave the tiniest bit of whites along the outline unless I'm making mistakes, which I did on the Julie character here. So that's okay, Mike, because I would have really liked to have drawn Pitt. I'll do Pitt one of these days because Pitt is a great character too. I should do like a Dale Keown Pitt versus Hulk type thing, which is almost the same as this. I'm looking at it, it'd probably be the same thing. So. You guys are watching me sharpieing. You know, whenever I do commissions at cons, guys, I do a lot of this. I do a lot of filling in blacks like this. This would be easier if I had that ink brush, probably. Be a lot faster. But here to save on ink, I go line by line like this, and it'll save on ink, and then you'll have a more equal coverage feel whenever you're doing filling in with blacks. Using markers. Oh, the smell of Sharpies. That's what I smell right now. Okay, so I'm going to go here like this. Maybe I'll add that a little bit more here like that. Oh, you can't see. Okay, Nathan asks what people are using as a Bristol or something similar. Again, I showed it earlier. The paper, this is a Strathmore Bristol board. That's my knee. Okay, this is a Strathmore Bristol board. The size of this is 14 by 17. Okay, so this is pretty big. But the reason I do like drawing big nowadays is just because I'm inking my own stuff and my inking style is very loose. So whenever you draw bigger, the bigger you draw, whenever you shrink it down, the inks will get tighter, naturally get tighter. So that's why. So I apologize again for all the moving of the Facebook Live camera, mainly because I have this drawing taped down for the main camera purposes. That's why. Or else I would be taking this and then kind of shimmying it around. Okay, let's finish her off here. I'm going to go ahead and black these out. Okay. So, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so Mike's got to go to bed. Got a toy show tomorrow. Oh, that's going to be awesome. For sure. Gonna sell some Transformers, do some drawing. Go for it, man. Go for it. Can't wait. Yeah, if you're gonna put that up, I'd love to see it, for sure. Which toy show is it? Is it like a local show, or is it Christopher Dixon asks, I know you draw a lot of Transformers. Do you ever draw Gundam? I do. Well, I've done one. I've done one, and that was for Cyber City Con, but I will do more. I will be doing an RX 80, is it 87? For a most detailed drawing ever drawing. I'm going to be doing one of those right after the next one I'm doing. The next one I'm going to be doing is Transformers the movie poster. That will be my next most detailed drawing ever. That should be actually out this week. I'm hoping, but we will see, because these things always change. So Jim says, getting high off those Sharpies. You know it, buddy. Jim, you remember those old markers I used to have when we were at CROC Studios, buddy? I'm used to it by now. I'm so used to it. For sure. By the way, Jim, you're going to be going to Fan Expo, correct? Yeah, I'll see you there. Okay, so guys, let me just do a few more finishing touches here. Let's see if I could bring this camera up so you guys can see the full image here, because you know we are just about almost there. So let me see if I could bring this up and if it will stay. That'll be the miracle if this can stay. So you guys can see like the fuller. Oh, Adamas says he put his timer at 4:55 a.m. I like that. I like the hustle, buddy. I like the hustle. Love it. I love it. Yes, Jim. Let's definitely catch up at Fan Expo for sure, buddy. Like we haven't talked. Like it's how you guys are doing. How are you doing at in Vancouver there? It's great you get to do these shows. You know, Jim, I was supposed to do. I wanted to do that that BC show, the one that was going to be at BC Place last week, but then they canceled it. Right? Have you heard of that show, the collectible show? I was supposed to go. They were gonna give me a hotel and everything, and then they canceled the show. Right? So it's like So I ended up staying in Vancouver for literally like 5 hours just to see my uncle, and then I had to leave. So okay, guys, I'm gonna finish this off. I'm just looking for my ruler right now, so we can finish off this drawing. And the way I finish this off, it's pretty much how I would do one of my commissions. So I thought it'd be interesting, but I need my ruler. Let me see if I can find my ruler somewhere around here. Let's see if I can find my ruler, or at least a straight edge. Just give me a second, guys, because we are almost there. Well, I guess use this, but it's not big enough. I could use this circle template, but it's not big enough. Mike Reedless says, nice, had to see the whole pic. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad you saw it. Almost the whole pic, almost. And Tesh says, that looks awesome. Were you here the whole time, buddy? Were you here the whole time? You should be getting extra marks for being here the whole time. Okay, so usually what I do to finish, whenever I do commissions at cons, I would put this black border around it. And I wanted to thank a friend of mine, Marcello. He's another Transformers artist, and he's where I got this idea from. So I thought it looked cool. I hope he doesn't mind. I adopted his style. I call this the Marcello, because before I would black out the entire thing, the whole thing, but I thought this looked even cooler, where he would actually make this like frame around the artwork. Okay, so you can't, whoop, let me record that, sir. Let me record. John says, aren't you glad you put Julie in? She gives the piece of reason for the fight to happen. That's very true. That is very true. It makes a lot more sense now, for sure. For sure. Thank you, John. You get special mention, my friend. For sure. So, I'm going to go here like this. Okay. Now I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to fill this in like this. Okay, so I would go ahead and fill this in here like this. And this, you know, this type of thing just makes it look nice. For, you know, if this was a commission for whoever buys it, it'll look really nice on their wall. For sure. Whenever I do commissions, I like them looking like finished drawings. You know, I'm not happy with just like these really. I've seen people do commissions and they're these really loose sketch type of things. You know, and people like them. I'm not saying that they aren't good. They look great, but for me, they have to. When I do a commission, I want it to look like a finished drawing. For sure. Okay, so we got that going there like that. And now, if I could find my whiteout, let me see. Let me see if I can find my whiteout here. White I was using the other day. Here it is. I got the whiteout. Where am I going? Here's my white. Here's my whiteout. Okay, sorry because of the light you can't see here. Let me see if I could focus in a little bit on it. Oh, which you can't. But I'll tell you, it's just a Pentel correction pen. Very similar. Who did I learn this from? Jim Lee, of course. Jim Lee. I've seen him do this all the time. But then I would go in and I would actually make these like these speed lines here. Yeah. Do like these speed line type things there. And I would do something like this maybe. Because what I want to do is get the make it look like he's swiping, you know? Like that, yeah. And then I could go in and fix stuff like this, like the arm. Go in and fix. Fixed. Stuff like that, you know? So again, this is why I'm not too worried about going all in with the ink. I can fix it. I can fix it, no problem. Now, of course, like if you had this drawing with you, like of course you could tell. Of course you could tell there's white out there, but well, yeah, it's okay. Now, let me just do one more thing. First of all, that one line there is completely off. One line there, it's bothering me, so let's finish that off here. See how we're doing on the main camera. Main camera, we're doing fine. Okay, and then let me just, the reason I'm blacking this out a little bit more is for a very good reason, because I want to leave room for a signature, that's all. Okay, and I will do my signature in white. And let's call it a day. Again, guys, I could work hours upon hours more on this. A lot of little things I could have done. I would have finished off his leg. Let me just add a few more lines to her hair. A lot of things I could have done and would have done. But we've already been gone. What time is it now? What time is it now? It is 1 o'clock, so we went 3 hours. 3 hours on this. And granted, a lot of the time I was just talking and answering questions, but But yeah, so there it is. There it is. So let me take this off the little holder I got here. Go off the holder. All right, all right. And there is the finished drawing. Pitt versus Killer Croc, protecting Julie. Okay. There you go. So 1 a.m. in Buffalo, midnight, wherever Felix is. It is my time. It is 1 o'clock in the morning, my time. I should be the same as Buffalo, for sure. So yeah, so that's it. So like John has been mentioning all night, and I've been and I've been intentionally avoiding what he was saying because I didn't want to let the surprise out. But yes, that's true. I am planning on giving this guy away for 10,000 subscribers. So the question is, how will I be giving this away? Pretty much, I will let you guys know tomorrow in my YouTube channel. But I am thinking this is pretty much how it's going to go. Whoever's, because I want to give everyone a chance. Not everyone could have watched this live. So I'm giving everyone a chance. So tomorrow, when this goes up, the way to win this piece, first of all, like a lot of you already are, you got to be subscribed to my channel. I would like you to share this 10,000 subscriber video on whatever social networks that you have. I also want you to follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, and yeah, and Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram. Okay, Snapchat if you want to, but those three: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to me. And just let me know that you've done all those things, okay? And then I will randomly pick a winner. And the winner, I will send you this piece wherever you are in the world. I will send this to you as a thank you for 10,000 subscribers, okay? I hope that makes sense. I will give more details tomorrow in tomorrow's video when I put this up. But yeah, 10,000 subscribers. You know, again, I didn't know that. I couldn't follow. John says he doesn't have Instagram though. Well, just message me to what you did, okay? I'll consider it. I'll consider it. I understand if you don't have an Instagram, but it'd be nice if you could follow me on Instagram as well, okay? So follow me on social media. Maybe I'll even say at least two alternate social media as opposed to the three, but yeah, okay? So what do you think, guys? It's done. I had a lot of fun doing this. This was a lot of fun. For sure. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to end off the live stream here. And I want to thank all of you guys. How many of you guys were here for all 4 parts? How many of you here? I know John was. John was here since the beginning. Mike, are you still here? Are you gone? Oh, no, Mike went to bed already. But you were there for the beginning, Alex? Are you kidding me? You must have been working while I was doing this, buddy. You must have been working, for sure. So, John says, no, I'm sure you have a life. Dem said he was here. Adamas was here. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys deserve that shout out. Thank you guys for watching this entire thing. It was a lot of fun to do. You know, and I'll tell you guys, these streams are fun. Oh, Mike is still here. Thank you, Mike. Dem was here. Thank you. Thank you, Dem. Antonio was here the whole time. Thank you, Antonio. You know, it's funny because whenever I work, I always have some sort of podcast on or I have something in my ear listening. So I was always afraid of doing live streams because I'm like, how am I going to work without listening to something? Because I'm always listening to something. But actually, it was a lot of fun talking to you guys and answering your questions while I was drawing. So I didn't notice I didn't have anything to listen to when I was drawing. So this was a whole bunch of fun. Caleb was here the whole time. Thank you guys. So thank you so much. You know, all of you guys, right? So unto 100,000 subs. Yeah. Maybe it won't happen for a couple years, but yes. Riz was here since part 3. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. This was a ton of fun. Again, I'm going to make this regular. I'm not exactly sure which day of the week it will be, but I will have a regular day of the week. I'm still thinking if I'm going to keep this on Facebook or if I'm going to go on YouTube Live, or we will see. But I will make that decision sooner rather than later. But thank you guys for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Anyone else was here the whole time? Just wanted to know if anyone else was here the whole time. But you guys can't believe you stuck through this 3 straight hours of me drawing. Thank you. YouTube is more stable, so I just want to make sure that do spawn next time. Maybe we will see. I'd love to. So we will see how that goes, guys. But thank you guys for watching. Really does mean a lot to me. Thank you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel, for being here with me. Oh, by the way, since I'm here, and since my boy Alex is here, he asked me for some help of what camera equipment to use. Alex is going to be doing his own channel, and you guys got to subscribe to him. He is awesome. Go check him out at Marker Guru. But let me guys show you my setup quickly, since we are here. This is my camera. This is my main camera here, which I just shut off. Here we go. This is just a T5, guys. A Canon T5. Good enough for me. I have, I did have Magic Lantern installed, but it doesn't. Magic Lantern doesn't work on a T5. It will work on a T5i. Good thing about Magic Lantern, you could do time lapse. This one I actually have to record videos, so it's big. Nitesh, I sit through the class every week. Yes, but were you awake? But yes. Aizen was here the whole time. Yes, you were. I remember you were here right at the beginning. Thank you, guys. So that's the camera I use. Okay, for all of you who wanted to know, this is my stand here. It's a Manfrotto. This arm comes down here like this, and I could move this. I could extend this arm out. So if you see me at a con, I have this at cons all the time. I've shown Alex this at a con. This is a Manfrotto. I forgot the name of this, but you could find this. You can find this anywhere. And the good thing about the cameras is you could adjust it to the light. Like I have these two LED lights here. Those are my lights that I used to shine on here. But you know, you could change the settings here to just brighten it up, and that will help. You don't honestly, guys. If you want to start your own YouTube channel through your speed drawings online, you don't need anything too fancy. Though people have been complaining about my equipment the last few tutorials I've done. I'm trying to get better, and I will need more cameras. So I'm actually going to buy this camera. This stand you can get at Henry's, Alex. So I would even ask them. If they have like an arm that goes over top. Tell them what you want to do, and they will help you. This costs, if I believe, like a little bit over $100, if I remember at the time. This here, this is what I used to hold the camera. This is a Gorilla Pod. I bought this when I was in China, Alex. I bought this in China for the equivalent of $5. I bought this for $5. If I used to wrap it around, I use this for everything. So, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But even you know, for speed drawings, I know a lot of people, they just have a camera and they go over the shoulder, and it's totally fine. Really, people just want to see the work. And Alex, once people see your work, buddy, whoa, they'll you know. You'll do just fine, my friend, for sure. But that's my setup, guys. Maybe I'll do a full video. Like, I don't have as cool a setup as Jazza or Bailey J or any of those guys. I do need a camera that would face me, so I might want to get those small square cameras. I do have a GoPro too, but I haven't really used it yet, so I'm going to try to get that involved in my videos a little bit later on. So yeah. So that's about it. But first things first, I'm going to need to buy a new computer, first of all. Because I just have a laptop, guys. I need a standalone that will render a lot faster, because I'm going to start. I need to render 2 videos a day at least, every day, and the one computer can't handle it, and I can't edit when rendering's going. So that's how it goes. So, okay, guys. Any last minute questions before we call it a night? Any last minute questions? Here. Let me just on my off. There we go. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask on this. But you can still ask on this video, and then I'll type out the answer, or on the YouTube video that's coming out tomorrow. And again, thank you guys for 10,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching this long, especially all of those who were here for the 3 hours. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for following along. When is the next stream, Adamas? Sometimes next week. For sure next week. Try to figure out the day. I'm trying to figure out a day that'd be good for everyone, because again, on Facebook, I know I'm from Canada, Dem. I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto area, so Eastern Standard Time. That's my Eastern Standard Time. So with that, I'm trying to think what's good for everybody. Like if I did a Friday night, that's Saturday morning Philippines time. But, you know, a lot of people go out Saturday, Friday night. But then again, you know, these live streams, they're always on my channel, so you can always watch them. Or I could do Saturday night. Were you guys cool with the Saturday night? I love you too, Antonio. Thank you. BRYN. Sorry, buddy. Next time you do the Joker. I did a Joker on my channel. You could go check that out right now. Riz says, can I say one word? What is your one word, my friend? Christopher asks, how can I send a picture for critiques? Please send it to my Facebook page. Send me a message via via Facebook messenger to the box office artist, okay? And I'll do my best to answer. I'm so behind answering questions, but that is the best place I could see it. So yeah, so we will see. Let me know if you were okay with this time, 10 p.m. on a Saturday. It works pretty well for me. I think that might be better than the Friday night, but I don't know. But we will see. I'll try to get a consensus, but we will do this a regular thing for sure. Okay. The question is whether it will stay on Facebook Live or not. One thing I do like about Facebook Live is that, you know, it will update everyone who has Facebook, has me on Facebook, and they'll know right away when I'm live, as opposed to YouTube. But we will see that. Okay. So sounds good. Adama said Spawn versus Doomsday. Maybe that sounds pretty awesome too. Pierre said, that, sir, more power to you. Thank you very much. John says, works for me. We're 9 p.m. Mortal Kombat for wow, that'd be fun. You know, I have some Mortal Kombat images I could show you guys for sure one of these days. I have stuff. I'll do that for one of my throwback videos. I'll show you guys my Mortal Kombat stuff. Okay, so but I better end this now. It's already 1:10. I got stuff to do tomorrow, as I'm sure you guys are. Saturday's cool with you. I'm liking the Saturdays too. It's a lot of fun Saturdays. So. Oh, another Mortal Kombat. You know, and it's got to be a gruesome Mortal Kombat, right? We got to see innards, right? We got to see some guts if we're going to do Mortal Kombat, guys. Definitely. We are not, you know, well, you know, as PG as we can be, okay? Because I do have young kids watching me as well. So I want to be, well, we'll see. We'll see, okay? We'll see how that goes. Like, I did draw a zombie the other day with some guts hanging out, so we will see. Okay, so guys, I'm going to really end the stream right here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're not already, but I think all of you are, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/theboxofficeartist. Please like this page. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at boxofficeartist. Follow my daily vlog. Now, I've slacked on the daily vlog all week. I haven't done that in a while, so hopefully on Monday I will restart and daily from there on my daily vlog. But thank you all of you for watching. Thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Thank you for everything. My name is James. I'm the box office artist. Let's finish this off. Have a good night, guys. Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep drawing.